actually forced a play on the Snow Wolf King, who kept away from women. Who could have guessed? The Snow Wolf King not only didn't stop it, but instead fiercely attacked the little bunny for 7 days and 7 nights. This happened because the little bunny secretly had earlier mixed 50 gin of an aphrodisiac drug into the Snow Wolf King's food. By now, the little bunny was already fantasizing about her future life. However, what she never expected was, because the dosage given to the Snow Wolf King was too strong, the little bunny couldn't endure it and was actually sent away. At the same time, a girl who had traveled back from the apocalypse just happened to transmigrate into this body. The moment Bai Zhi opened her eyes, she was met with a man's face, beautiful as a dream. But before she could admire it further, a flood of memories rushed into her mind. Learning the truth of the situation, Bai Zhi was utterly speechless. Why did the original host insist on climbing the social ladder using a male? She had no desire to be the Snow Wolf King's female mate. So, taking advantage of the fact that Xue Yinchen was still unconscious, Bai Zhi ran off without even looking back. Unbeknownst to her, she was already pregnant with the Snow Wolf King's cub. Not long after, when Xue Yinchen awoke, he looked at the traces of the intense encounter in the cave and frowned deeply. He had preserved his chastity for decades. He never imagined his first time would be under the influence of drugs. What angered him the most was that after being inexplicably slept with, the other party actually ran away. What kind of situation was this? He, a dignified beast king, was actually used as a tool. Beast, find her. I will dig 3 feet into the ground to find that female beast. The subordinates who arrived late widened their eyes as they listened to Xue Yinchen's command, looking at his still slightly disheveled breath and the multiple scratches on his neck and wrists. They were already horrified inside. Oh, my God. So many female beasts had tried every possible method to get close to their king, but it was useless. Now, female beast had actually taken advantage of his tribulation to ravage him. No wonder their king was so furious. But whoever dared to scheme against their king must pay the price. Rest assured, my king, your subordinates will definitely find that female beast and tear her to pieces. Xue Yinchen rubbed the space between his brows. Who said anything about taking her life? Hearing this, the snow wolves were utterly confused. The king had actually not issued a kill order. Could it be that the female beast held some special significance to the king? After all, given the king's temperament, he would never let her off. But what did it mean to find her and not kill her? They were puzzled, but didn't dare to ask. Go find her first and investigate her identity. Seeing his subordinates' confusion, Xue Yinchen gave another perplexing command. Yes, your subordinates will not fail the mission. The snow wolves set off full of doubts, leaving behind Xue Yinchen, whose mood was even more complicated than his expression. Given Xue Yinchen's character, he would indeed have killed Little Bunny to vent his anger. But after waking up, aside from the fury of being toyed with, I can still feel a strong bond of bloodline. You must know that the higher the level of a male beast, the harder it is for them to have pure-blooded offspring. Even the most fertile saint female may not necessarily be able to bear children for him, especially since Xue Yinchen was injured while fighting the demon tribe, and the witch doctor frankly stated that Xue Yinchen, in this lifetime, is probably fated to have no father-child relationship. But now, he actually has a strong bloodline sensation. Moreover, the only female beast he has ever been with is that Little Bunny. So the most important thing now is to find her and confirm whether his bloodline is with her. At this time, Bai Zhi has an inexplicable feeling of hunger. She has eaten all the stored food at home, but still hasn't filled her stomach. So she is following her brother Bai Chuan and the tribe's hunting team to search for food. The people traveling with them, upon seeing Bai Chuan bringing Bai Zhi, immediately started gossiping with other beastmen. She's that vicious female who was despised and expelled from the royal city, right? Yeah, I heard she harmed other females and even had her engagement broken off. Everyone in the royal city detests her. That's why she was driven back to our northern district to fend for herself. Such a vicious female. How can Bai Chuan still treat her like a treasure? It's really strange. I heard Ling Shi even tested and found she has no fertility. And to think she used to rely on her fiancé's status to commit all kinds of misdeeds all day. And turns out she's a useless creature without even any fertility. Bai Chuan is strange too. It turns out he was a genius who had reached the 5th tier strength at a young age. He even married Kasair, the heir of the neighboring cat clan. But just a few months later, his inexplicable abilities vanished entirely. The cat clan also divorced and expelled him. Now, he doesn't even have 1st tier strength. He can't hunt wild game and can only gather some wild fruits. Having them both follow us would be a burden. If we encounter danger, they might even end up harming us. Bai Zhi heard these worries and disdain. So she said, "Everyone, rest assured. I will absolutely not hold everyone back. If we encounter any danger, there's no need for anyone to worry about me." Seeing her speak like this, the others couldn't bring themselves to refuse. Not long after they entered the mountain forest, Bai Zhi noticed something. She began squatting on the ground, using an ancient knife to dig in the soil. Bai Chuan, seeing his sister's actions, went to help. The others, however, looked at each other and curled their lips in disdain. "Bai Chuan, what are you doing? What's the point of digging up these weeds? Don't waste time here." "That's right. It's already mid-morning. We need to hurry and gather more fruits to bring back. If we don't store enough food before winter, we'll freeze or starve to death in the winter. And you're here wasting time." Bai Zhi, upon hearing this, just smiled. Holding a large radish she had dug up from the ground, she explained everyone. "This is also food. Under this plant is a radish. Edible." This astonished everyone. They had only heard of a food called radishes that was incredibly delicious. A rabbit beastman in the tribe had once tasted it and remembered it fondly for the rest of his life. But they never expected radishes could be so easily dug up from the ground. The beastman only knew how to hunt and pick fruit from trees. This led to the nearby fruit being almost completely picked clean. To find fresh, large fruit now, they had to venture deep into the mountain forests. Yet they had just left the tribe not long ago. And already they had found food? And it was the legendary, supreme grade radish. They were indescribably excited. Even the way they looked at Bai Zhi changed. But Bai Zhi's reputation was so poor. Could her words be trusted? In the past, when we went out gathering food, some things looked like they could be eaten. But eating them would make you sick, or even kill you. You're not just making this up to trick us, are you? Bai Zhi understood their cautious mindset. After all, in this beast world, they didn't even know how to farm yet. Identifying food relied entirely on risking their lives to try things. So she used her bone knife to peel a bit of the radish skin. Then she directly took 2 bites of it. Bai Chuan saw his sister take 2 crunchy bites of the so-called radish. His face immediately turned pale. "Little sister, are you okay? Are you feeling unwell anywhere? Let's go back quickly. I'll find a shaman to examine you." But unexpectedly, Bai Zhi, while chewing, he stuffed the remaining radish into Bai Chuan's mouth. "Big brother, don't you worry. This is really edible. Everyone, trust me. This is food. If you're still unsure, you can wait a day and see. If I'm still fine tomorrow, then you can come back here to dig up the radishes." Everyone was shocked and astonished. The group's eyes turned to admiration and respect. You're actually willing to risk your life to try this. If this really is food, you've found our tribe. A new kind of edible food. You are the bravest warrior in our tribe. Everyone in the tribe will be grateful to you. Seeing the reverent look in everyone's eyes, Bai Zhi felt embarrassed. She wasn't that great. It's just that I have a bit more knowledge from the end times. At the same time, it wasn't just the rabbit tribe's hunting squad that was shocked, but also the snow wolves who had followed Bai Zhi's scent. They not only heard everyone's evaluation of Bai Zhi, but also saw Bai Zhi digging for grass. Damn it. Their supremely beautiful and ethereal king was actually slept with by that vicious, universally despised female beast. They truly deserved to die. So much so that Zhu Feng and Zhu Lei reported back to Xue Yinchen while crying, "King, it is entirely our failure and duty to have actually allowed that wicked female Bai Zhi to defile you. But rest assured, King, that Bai Zhi, after now being cast out to the rabbit tribe settlement, can only eat grass. When we found her, she was on the ground digging for grass, and even said that stuff was edible. Probably, we won't need to do anything. She might soon starve to death. And that will also avenge you, master." Before Zhu Lei could even finish speaking, Xue Yinchen shot over an icy cold glare, scaring Zhu Lei so much his knees hit the ground with a thud. No? What does the king mean by this? He was about to break out in a cold sweat. Did he say something wrong? Xue Yinchen withdrew his warning gaze and continued pondering the information Zhu Lei had relayed. Bai Zhi, so that's her name. The former fiancée of the Beast Emperor from the Central Region? A wicked female who harmed her fellow females, universally despised. These labels were all stuck on her. What kind of beastman is she, really? Thinking of this, Xue Yinchen decided to see for himself, and Bai Zhi, whose hunger wasn't being relieved after the rabbit tribe members had fallen asleep at night, went back to the same grove from daytime. She had found several chestnut trees here during the day. She didn't pick them because they weren't ripe yet. With no one around now, she used her wood element power to ripen the chestnut trees. Then she found a long wooden pole and hit at the prickly burrs in the tree. But her method was really quite slow. After hitting for a long time, only about a dozen chestnuts fell. If only a gust of wind would come and blow them all down. The tired Bai Zhi muttered. Unexpectedly, strong wind suddenly blew through. All the chestnut burrs in the tree fell to the ground. Crucially, they even accurately avoided hitting her. No way. They really all fell down. Bai Zhi excitedly started gathering them into her space. But as she was picking them up, she actually saw a handsome man standing in the moonlight. Isn't this the Snow Wolf King beast from that night? Xue Yinchen. Oh, my god. This guy couldn't be here to settle the score with her. Could he? To tear her apart? He was somewhat far away. Bai Zhi couldn't clearly see the specific expression in his eyes and brows, nor could she tell if he carried killing intent. Instinct drove her to transform into her original rabbit form. He fled in a whoosh. He dashed back home in a flash, making sure no one was chasing him. Only then did he slowly let out a sigh of relief. Xue Yinchen watched Bai Zhi, who had run off without a trace. His calm eyes flickered slightly. She ran away again? My child. At this moment, Xue Yinchen truly felt the power of blood ties. He was certain Bai Zhi was carrying his child. Realizing this, Xue Yinchen looked at that chestnut tree. Do you like these? The next morning, Bai Zhi was awakened by some strange chatter. Mom, did you have someone bring these spiky fruits? No, I didn't. I thought you guys picked them yesterday. No, Mom. The spiky fruits we saw yesterday weren't ripe yet, so we didn't pick any. How come there are so many in the yard overnight? And all the spiky shells have been removed. Bai Chuan's surprised voice made Bai Zhi realize something. She rushed into the yard in a whoosh. There, she saw a neat pile of chestnuts in the yard. All of them had their spiky shells removed. They didn't even have to bother with shelling them. No need to worry about getting pricked by the spikes either. No way. Could it be Xue Yinchen's doing? What is he trying to say? It said that Xue Yinchen is already at the 9th level power now. He could finish her off with just a flick of his finger. But Bai Zhi didn't even know. Is the other party intending to kill me? although it was my previous self who drugged Xue Yinchen and had relations with him. These things are hard to explain clearly. The guilty Bai Zhi was afraid of encountering Xue Yinchen again. She hid at home for several days, not daring to go out. Elder brother Bai Chuan currently has no hunting ability. The whole family relies solely on the food their mother Bai Lu manages to hunt. In the past, they never knew where their next meal would come from. Strangely, these past few days, Bai Lu has returned home with a full load every day. During a meal, Bai Lu couldn't help but express her feelings. My luck has been really good these past few days. I keep encountering beasts that are easy to hunt. The group of beasts that appeared today seemed to have been chased and attacked before. Even though injured, they ran towards our area. Your uncle and I hunted them all very easily and brought them back. Eat as much as you can, daughter. If it's not enough, mother will go hunt more. Because of the ease these past few days, Bai Lu has become much more confident. She also noticed that her daughter's appetite has been growing larger recently. Fortunately, she can hunt more beasts. As long as her daughter can eat well, she is very happy. Bai Zhi also realized she has been eating far too much lately. The beasts her mother worked hard to hunt could have been saved for winter, yet she ended up eating all of them. Furthermore, there have been no unusual signs these past few days. It seems Xue Yinchen has no intention of seeking revenge either. She should go out and find more food herself, unaware that danger is slowly approaching. The girl everyone disliked just took one bite of a radish and unexpectedly became a respected warrior in the tribe. Even the ORC who used to despise her the most now competes to be her sidekick. All because an ORC once ate a brightly colored mushroom and shortly after lost his life. From then on, all tribes could only rely on fighting for prey and a few known types of wild fruits for food. Even though countless ORCs every day slowly starved to death due to malnutrition, no one dared to face the risk of losing their life at any moment by trying new foods, till Bai Zhi casually dug up a radish from the ground and shared with everyone that there were many things on this hillside that were all edible foods. This news was like a bombshell, quickly spreading throughout the rabbit tribe. That day, as soon as Bai Zhi stepped out, the ORCs eagerly gathered around her. Bai Zhi, you've finally come out. We've recently gathered a lot of shepherd's purse and radishes. Even if our parents didn't catch any beasts, we won't go hungry anymore. And thank you for teaching us how to make shepherd's purse and mushroom soup. The food tastes so good cooked this way. Everyone chattered excitedly as they followed Bai Zhi up the mountain. Wherever Bai Zhi said to go, that's where everyone went. Mushrooms were everywhere on the mountain. So today, we won't be picking mushrooms. I'll show you some other things to eat. Half a day later, everyone's baskets were filled with a good amount of wood mushrooms and sweet potatoes. They never knew that the barren forests of the northern district actually had so much delicious food. In less than half a day, the baskets were already full. We can go home so soon. A rabbit, Beastman said happily. Another rabbit, Beastman, also nodded. We have food to eat again today. Even if our parents didn't catch any prey, there's no need to worry. It's said that the cat tribe has been hunting very frequently lately. Many wild beasts have been hunted by them. The number of wild beasts our rabbit tribe can hunt is getting smaller and smaller. If Bai Zhi hadn't discovered other food sources, who knows how many rabbit beastmen would have starved to death this winter. Is the cat tribe deliberately targeting our rabbit tribe? Perhaps not. My parents accidentally overheard, while hunting, the cat tribe warriors chatting. They said they were gathering food for a future genius of their tribe. Is it Kasair? It's her. It said she has already broken through to the 6th rank. How is that possible? Wasn't she only at the 3rd rank before? For such a young female, having 3rd rank strength was already very impressive. If it's the 6th rank, then she truly is a genius. At this point, everyone awkwardly glanced at Bai Chuan and Bai Zhi. Previously, Bai Chuan possessed 5th rank strength at a young age, and was considered a genius in the tribe. For this reason, Kasair specifically came to the rabbit tribe to ask for Bai Chuan's hand in marriage, and promised that he would be her only beast husband from then on. However, not long after Bai Chuan married into her tribe, he inexplicably lost all his power. Kasair used this as an excuse to shame and abandon Bai Chuan, and drove him out of the cat tribe. Now, Bai Zhi is the warrior in everyone's hearts. Bai Chuan was also the rabbit tribe's former genius youth. After everyone mentioned Kasair, for a moment they didn't know how to continue the conversation. Bai Zhi, however, voiced the doubt in his heart. Brother, can you tell us in detail what exactly happened back then? Why did your abilities suddenly disappear? Bai Chuan sighed. What would you think if I said I don't really know either? All the beastmen were stunned upon hearing this. They had indeed heard before that Bai Chuan couldn't explain it clearly. But now, they were getting the story straight from the source. He should at least share some details with everyone. Brother, after you went to the cat tribe, did you encounter anything strange? For example, how did Kasair treat you? Bai Zhi asked more specifically. Seeing his younger sister's keen interest, Bai Chuan replied. It wasn't about how she treated me. As her beast husband, it was my duty to take care of her. My daily routine was just going out to hunt, then returning to help with tribal affairs, and sleeping together at night. Then what did you do right before you lost your abilities? I truly didn't do anything. It was just that Kasair handed me a bowl of beast blood and urged me to drink it quickly. After I drank it, I lost consciousness. After waking up, she actually said she saw me with another female. I never betrayed her. After having a wife, I have always been loyal to my wife. It's absolutely impossible for me to do such a thing. And I would never bring shame to our rabbit tribe. But she didn't believe me, and even drove me out. I was in a daze at the time. I just felt completely weak. On the way back, I was attacked by wild beasts. Only then did I realize I had actually lost my abilities. Little sister, it's all my fault for being useless. I can't do anything right. Bai Zhi quickly comforted Bai Chuan. Big brother, don't blame yourself. You were probably set up by Kasair. Kasair's in marrying you might have been purposeful from the start. But what exactly her purpose was is still hard to say. Now, I believe you. Yes, big brother Bai Chuan. You shouldn't blame yourself. I also heard that Kayan is going to become the Snow Wolf King's companion female. Maybe she really was just using you before. Hearing their companion's words, everyone's faces turned pale. You can't just say things like that carelessly. During past hunts, the cat tribe has bullied our rabbit tribe plenty. If they also form a connection with the Snow Wolf tribe, they definitely won't leave any way for us to survive. That's right. Recently, all the prey has been stolen by them. If it weren't for the radishes, we would have started starving long ago. Bai Zhi stroked his chin as if he had discovered something important. You said hunting has been difficult lately. The rabbit beastmen across from him nodded one after another, indicating they hadn't eaten meat for many days. Bai Zhi, however, was full of doubts. If hunting is so difficult, how come mother and uncle manage to bring back many wild beasts every day? And from what Bai Lu said, she and uncle hardly put in any effort while hunting. Those prey just came running over on their own, completely exhausted. Bai Zhi seemed to realize something, his heart suddenly trembling. It can't be. How is that possible? She actually mistakenly thought all of that was arranged by Xue Yinchen. The original host's vicious reputation could be clearly understood with just a little investigation, not to mention the original host even drugged and schemed against him. As the Beast King of the northern region, Xue Yinchen, not seeking revenge on her, was already fortunate. Snapping back to reality, Bai Zhi said to the rabbit beasts, "Let's go. We should head back first. We'll find time to learn more about the situation with the cat tribe." She already suspected the cat tribe was deliberately targeting their rabbit tribe. She even more suspected Kasair had done something to her brother. This matter must be clarified to clear Bai Chuan's name and give him justice. Just as they were heading back, suddenly, Bai Zhi seemed to hear some noise, immediately signaling everyone to be quiet and hide. The rabbit beasts all transformed into their true forms and hid in the cave. After a while, 2 male cat beastmen passed by this place. I thought I heard some movement just now. Why is there nothing? Maybe we came too late and they escaped. They got off easy then. I wanted to capture a few powerful rabbit beasts to earn some credit. Capturing a few small rabbit beasts only counts as a minor achievement. If you could kill Bai Chuan or wipe out the rabbit tribe, erase all traces of Kasair taking beast husbands, making it easier for her to become the Snow Wolf King's companion female beast. Now, that would be a great achievement. That guy has 9 lives. Back then, Kasair had it all planned out. To have him die under the claws of wild beasts. Yet he actually escaped and survived. Both cat beasts were at the 4th tier strength. Used to being arrogant, they were naturally overconfident. Talking as they walked, they didn't notice the rabbit beasts in the cave. Meanwhile, Bai Chuan turned pale upon hearing this. Although he had his suspicions before. After all, Kasair was the female master he had once been loyal to and cared for. Even after being cruelly cast out, Bai Chuan never once spoke ill of Kasair. But now, the bloody truth was laid bare before his eyes. Not only did Kasair slander him for having affairs with other females, she also wanted to kill him. Looking at it this way, it must have been Kasair who did something that caused him to lose his abilities. Bai Zhi used her little rabbit paw to comfort Bai Chuan, afraid he couldn't resist rushing out. But the next second, the two of them heard an even more shocking conversation. Even if Bai Chuan escaped, it wouldn't matter. Our warriors have already begun the encirclement and suppression of the rabbit tribe's chieftain and Bai Lu. As long as we capture or kill them, then killing that good-for-nothing Bai Chuan will be as easy as pie. Moreover, without its chieftain, wiping out the rabbit tribe and seizing their tribal lands will also be a piece of cake. Just as the two were saying this, suddenly, a cold wind blew past. With a swift sound, Bai Zhi had already appeared in front of one of the cat beasts. The bone knife in her hand directly killed this cat beast. Seeing this, another 4th tier cat beast quickly moved to attack Bai Zhi. Bai Chuan and the others also reacted and came out one after another to help. After a fierce struggle, the group finally joined forces and managed to slay the other cat beast. But then, Bai Zhi felt a sharp pain in her abdomen. Her head also spun dizzily, making her want to vomit. Bai Zhi, are you okay? We'll take you back right away. Just a moment ago, everyone hadn't even clearly seen how Bai Zhi herself had killed a 4th tier cat beast. Yet when they all joined forces to kill the other 4th tier cat beast, several people still got injured. This really gave everyone a fright. They all rushed over, concerned about Bai Zhi. But they saw Bai Zhi just leaning against a tree trunk, retching dryly. I'm fine. Thank you everyone, for just now. Bai Zhi, please don't say such polite words. Right now, our tribe is in danger. We should all fight the enemy beasts together. That's right. We saw you charge out and really admired you for it. We had misunderstood you before. You truly are a brave and resourceful female beast. Bai Zhi looked movedly at the rabbit beasts. You all return to the tribe and inform everyone. Tell them to be on high alert. I'm worried the cat beast will catch us off guard and attack our rabbit tribe. After speaking, she transformed back into her true form and ran towards a certain place. Her speed was extremely fast. Sensing their aura, she quickly arrived at the place where her mother and uncle were. At that moment, they were being surrounded and attacked by 6 5th-tier cat tribe warriors, just as the bone blades of several cat beasts were about to strike Bai Lu. Bai Zhi disregarded everything else. She directly entered the circle and used her special ability to protect her mother. However, while using her ability, she vomited several mouthfuls of blood herself. She didn't understand why her stomach hurt so much. The pain made it almost impossible for her to gather her ability again. At the same time, Xue Yinchen, who was in seclusion, through the thick bond of blood, sensed that Bai Zhi was in danger. He had no choice but to quickly end his seclusion. Appearing in front of Bai Zhi like a gust of wind, he gently caught Bai Zhi's faltering body. With a wave of his sleeve, the 6 cat beasts were sent flying backward like falling kites. They flew backward. One by one, they vomited blood and fell to the ground. Then, before they could even catch their breath and beg for mercy, his body directly exploded into a pile of dust. Bai Zhi only felt dizzy, had a stomachache, and couldn't support her body. As she swayed, about to fall, she actually fell into a cool embrace. She smelled a faint, pleasant scent. It seemed a warm power also surged into her body. Slowly, even the pain felt much better. She blinked her eyes and saw the stunningly beautiful person before her. Startled, her whole body shrank back. The Snow Wolf King, Xue Yinchen. Xue Yinchen gently held her in place. Don't move recklessly. I am helping to repair your body. Bai Zhi's earlier dizziness gradually faded. But she really didn't dare to move. She could only maintain this position, looking at Xue Yinchen's handsome face. She couldn't help but think of that night's events. Images flooded her mind, and she found it quite unbearable. That snow. Xue Yinchen. I'm fine now. Xue Yinchen raised an eyebrow at her. Not running away this time? Bai Zhi's mouth twitched somewhat awkwardly. Being held like this, she couldn't escape even if she wanted to. Just now, Xue Yinchen merely flicked his sleeve, and those 6 cat beasts exploded. Such terrifying power. If he settled accounts with her, how could she still be here, safe and sound? But what does he actually want? Unable to gauge Xue Yinchen's true intentions, Bai Zhi could only brace herself and say thank you. No matter what, she must thank him for saving her uncle and mother. Of course, I saved her. You are carrying my child. Protecting and taking care of you is my duty. Xue Yinchen's words were like a bomb. They exploded, leaving Bai Zhi completely stunned. What did you say? I'm pregnant with your child? No wonder her appetite had increased so much recently, and she always felt hungry. And her stomach hurt whenever she used her special ability. Who would have thought she was already pregnant? Realizing something, Bai Zhi's eyes widened again. The baby. Is the baby okay? I didn't know before. I got a little injured just now. Could it have harmed him? Xue Yinchen looked at her worried expression. He reached out and gently ruffled her hair. Don't worry. He is fine. Only then did Bai Zhi breathe a sigh of relief. That's good. Soon, the news that Bai Zhi had been personally carried back to the tribe by the Snow Wolf King, Xue Yinchen, spread throughout the entire rabbit tribe. Many rabbit beasts went to Chief Bai Dashan to inquire about the situation. Bai Dashan waved his hand and said, Everyone, don't worry. Anyway, our tribe will be very safe from now on. Nothing will happen. But when there were no outsiders, Bai Dashan nervously paced back and forth in the room. Seeing Bai Dashan like this, Bai Lu spoke up. Big brother, weren't you the one telling the tribe not to worry? What are you so worried about yourself? Bai Dashan sighed. Tell me, how did that girl Bai Zhi really get involved with the Snow Wolf King? That is the Beast King of our northern district. So many noble female beasts wished to marry the Beast King, but couldn't even get close. Yet, this girl Bai Zhi actually carries his heir. This must be a dream I'm having. Bai Lu is also very puzzled. I heard the Snow Wolf King was injured in the Great Beast War. Additionally, his physique is icy cold, and his innate talent is astonishing. It's not easy for a female beast to conceive his offspring. During the girl Zhi's coming-of-age ceremony, the testing stone showed no reaction. Could there be some misunderstanding in this? Bai Lu both hopes her daughter, Bai Zhi, can have the Beast King's protection in the future, and worries that if it's a misunderstanding, whether the Beast King might do something to her daughter, or even the rabbit tribe. After all, the difference in status is far too great. Bai Zhi said. Who can say for sure about such things? Maybe that testing stone was broken. But then again, this time, it was the girl Zhi who saved everyone. Even if after the child is born, the Snow Wolf King no longer looks after Bai Zhi so attentively, their entire rabbit tribe would never let Bai Zhi suffer any grievance. The Wolf King was just struck unconscious by heavenly lightning during his tribulation, when a little randy rabbit passing by dragged him into a cave. Not only did she knead and grope him all over, she also seduced him into offering his precious first kiss. But after having her way with him, she heartlessly abandoned the Wolf King, pulled up her pants and fled at lightning speed. Little did she know, the Wolf King's mind was fully conscious the entire time, because the little rabbit had drugged him with 50 jinn of aphrodisiac. That's why his body couldn't resist. After waking up, Wolf King originally intended to kill Little Rabbit, but unexpectedly, he, who was infertile, actually sensed his own bloodline. So Xue Yinchen immediately sent his subordinates to investigate Little Rabbit's identity. The result completely shocked him. Not only was Bai Zhi a useless person who couldn't even register any fertility on the testing stone, she was also so poor she could only dig for grass to eat every day. But Xue Yinchen truly sensed his own bloodline within Bai Zhi, and through the bloodline connection, he sensed Bai Zhi was in danger, rushing over at lightning speed to save Bai Zhi and the entire rabbit tribe. At this moment, Bai Zhi was sitting on the stone bed inside the cave, looking at Xue Yinchen by the bed, whose noble aura was completely out of place in the shabby surroundings. Just having him stay here felt like an injustice to him. But Xue Yinchen showed no sign of discomfort. He gently asked with concern, "Is there anywhere else on your body that feels unwell?" "No. I'm much better now. Just a bit weak." After returning, Xue Yinchen not only fed her medicinal pills, but also channeled a great deal of energy into her. He also kept looking at her with concerned eyes. Bai Zhi felt she shouldn't misinterpret his kindness. Xue Yinchen hadn't taken revenge on her yet, only because she was carrying his offspring. "Thank you for saving me and the rabbit tribe. It was my duty. That night, I actually didn't do it on purpose." After saying this, Bai Zhi wished she could bite her own tongue off. Who would believe this if she said it? That love potion was clearly used by her past self. Xue Yinchen didn't answer her question, but instead asked a counter question. "Why did you run away?" Bai Zhi was stunned by the question and immediately looked up. No, didn't run away. She felt so guilty she could hardly look Xue Yinchen in the eye. Xue Yinchen, however, studied Bai Zhi carefully. Her expression led him to one conclusion. "You're afraid of me. You're the Beast King, after all. I'm just a low-level rabbit tribeswoman. Even though because of the love potion I with you. But I thought you would be unhappy. So I thought if I just stayed out of your sight, maybe this whole thing could be wiped clean. I swear. I truly didn't know about this child at first." Bai Zhi tried to explain she wasn't trying to use the child to cling to him. Her past self did want to use it to climb the social ladder. But she just wants to live a good life with her family. Who knew? After saying all this, Bai Zhi felt the atmosphere in the air seemed even more dangerous. "You want to wipe it clean? Stir up trouble, then run away? Use me, then discard me?" Xue Yinchen was indeed a little angry. Clearly, she was the one who provoked him. Yet she wants to act like nothing happened. Hearing him say this, Bai Zhi suddenly realized this is the beast world continent. If a female beast sleeps with a male beast, then disappears without a trace, just like the scumbags in the real world who disappear after sleeping with someone. It's actually a very irresponsible behavior. But Xue Yinchen is the Snow Wolf King. Given his status and position, he doesn't need her to take responsibility at all, right? The more Bai Zhi thought about it, the guiltier she felt, and she could only explain in a fluster. No, didn't run away. I just haven't returned home for a few days. I was afraid my mother and the others would worry. I thought about rushing home to check on them. Hearing her lame excuse, Xue Yinchen raised an eyebrow, but didn't expose her. Then, after going home to check on them, how do you plan to compensate me? Compensate? You're the beast king of our northern region. You probably wouldn't even look twice at a small rabbit beast like me. And my reputation isn't good either. Do you want the child? Bai Zhi knew that in the beast world continent, it's always the father beast who raises the children, guiding them to enhance their power and strength. If Xue Yinchen wants to take the child, she doesn't oppose it. But unexpectedly, the next second, Xue Yinchen directly kissed her lips, only releasing Bai Zhi after a long while. I want you. Being afraid is useless. Running away is useless. You provoked me. You can't act like nothing happened. From now on, I will be your beast husband. Bai Zhi's whole body felt like it had been electrified, tingling intensely from his kiss. Hearing these overwhelmingly domineering words, her entire heartstrings trembled violently. Xue Yinchen clearly looks like such a cool and distant person. How could I say something like that? To actually become her beast husband. Bai Zhi never even dared to dream of such a good thing. But as if remembering something, she spoke up. Aren't you involved with someone from the cat tribe, Kasair? We have a feud with the cat tribe. I cannot accept my beast husband having ties with another female. There are no other females. If she upsets you, we'll eliminate her. Or eliminate the entire cat tribe. As long as it pleases you. Bai Zhi's heart trembled violently. She looked at Xue Yinchen, meeting his gentle yet indifferent gaze, realizing he was serious. It's fine. I'll handle it myself, alright? Bai Zhi isn't used to relying on others. She thought she would need to explain things to Xue Yinchen. But unexpectedly, he seemed to respect her thoughts very much. This kind of support without imposing interference made Bai Zhi feel warm inside. Xue Yinchen still gently held her with one arm. For some reason, Xue Yinchen found the scent on Bai Zhi to be very pleasant. It gave him a feeling of craving. He wanted to do something further. However, Bai Zhi always remained rational. Were the chestnuts from that day sent by you? Yes, if you like them, I'll add more for you. No need. Those are enough. The house is small, too many wouldn't be able to be stored. Also, my mother and uncle have been hunting recently. Was the increase in prey also arranged by you? Yes, it was. Thinking of this, a dangerous glint flashed in Xue Yinchen's eyes. He had always had his subordinates secretly look after Bai Zhi's family. But these past 2 days, there were other important matters. He had just reassigned his subordinates to handle them only 2 days ago. And Bai Zhi had an accident. Thank you. Because of that food, I didn't go hungry these past few days. You won't go hungry in the future either. I will take care of you and the child. Thank you, Xue Yinchen. Bai Zhi knew that on the beast world continent, male beasts have the responsibility to provide food and take care of the female beasts and children. So she did not refuse, and gladly thanked Xue Yinchen. My eldest brother, Bai Chuan, originally had 5th tier strength. But after returning from the cat tribe, his strength was gone. I suspect it's related to Kasair. Moreover, they even wanted to kill Big Brother. I want to investigate this matter clearly and get revenge for Big Brother. Your Big Brother had his talent bone dug out. His strength was plundered. When Xue Yinchen came back holding Bai Zhi, he could tell something was wrong with Bai Chuan at just a glance. Talent bone. That Kasair suddenly jumped from tier 3 to tier 6. Is it because he stole the power of my Big Brother's talent bone? Seeing Bai Zhi's anger and desire for revenge, Xue Yinchen soothingly patted her head and gently explained. Only a very few beasts are born with a talent bone. Having a talent bone allows for very fast cultivation speed. Your mother possessed a talent bone. but it shattered over 10 years ago, which is why her strength weakened. As for your big brother, his talent bone is gone. So now, he appears to have no strength at all. Generally, no one can dig out another's talent, unless they possess demonic bloodline. Some of the demonic race can devour others' abilities and use them for themselves. The prerequisite is that the target must be completely off guard against this person. And only under extreme trust is there a slight possibility of success. Otherwise, the perpetrator themselves faces near certain death. This matter already involves the demonic race. I will handle it. You focus on recovering your health. Don't worry about it. After hearing the explanation, Bai Zhi also realized that this matter might have far-reaching implications and be quite troublesome. It's temporarily beyond her level to participate in. Alright. Then do I have any talent bones? Xue Yinchen didn't speak, just stared at Bai Zhi for a long time. What's wrong? Is there something wrong with me? Is the child okay? Bai Zhi grew a bit worried under his gaze. The child is fine. There's a layer of mist around you. I can't see clearly. This was the first time Xue Yinchen had encountered such a situation. It was as if a white mist had enveloped Bai Zhi, making him unable to see her talent and strength. Bai Zhi was stunned after hearing this. But then she actually felt relieved. If even Xue Yinchen couldn't see through her strength, then her special abilities and the secret of her space could remain hidden. This is even better. Just then, Bai Chuan gently tapped the grass curtain in front of the cave. Little sister, us steamed some sweet potatoes. Can I bring them in now? Bai Chuan knew his sister was pregnant and had been feeling thrilled. If it weren't for the Snow Wolf King staying with her in the cave, he would have rushed in earlier to bring Bai Zhi something to eat. Seeing that the steamed sweet potatoes were about to go cold, and worried his sister might be hungry, he finally couldn't resist tapping the grass curtain. Bai Zhi also caught the scent of the sweet potatoes. She glanced at Xue Yinchen. Xue Yinchen nodded and said, "This is your home. You make the decisions here." Feeling respected, Bai Zhi smiled and said, "Big brother, you can come in." Bai Chuan cautiously took the sweet potato. When he saw Xue Yinchen, he still felt an overwhelming pressure. He felt like he couldn't even breathe. In truth, Xue Yinchen had already restrained his aura. But Bai Chuan currently had no strength at all. The gap between them was just too vast. Bai Chuan wanted to kneel and pay respects. But Xue Yinchen used a force to support Bai Chuan, preventing him from kneeling. Bai Zhi's face also changed color. She couldn't bear to see her elder brother kneel like that. Fortunately, Xue Yinchen didn't let her elder brother kneel. Elder brother, I am Aziz's beast husband. Elder brother, you need not perform formal greetings. These words struck Bai Chuan like a bolt of lightning. Beast, husband? The rabbit tribe was the lowest ranking tribe in the northern region. Even if his younger sister had Xue Yinchen's child, their family wouldn't dare to presume a connection to the Snow Wolf King. Everyone guessed the most likely scenario was that after Bai Zhi gave birth, the Snow Wolf King would take the child and give his sister some compensation. Afterwards, his sister and Xue Yinchen would have no further relationship. Even if his sister wanted to see the child, she would need Xue Yinchen's permission to visit. And generally speaking, Xue Yinchen probably wouldn't want to publicly acknowledge his sister's existence either. Worried it would cause the child to be gossiped about or ridiculed. Unexpectedly, he actually said he was his sister's beast husband. It also meant, from now on, younger sister, ist wife of Beast King Xue Yinchen. Bai Chuan looked at his younger sister in disbelief. But Bai Zhi simply smiled and nodded. That's right, big brother. Bai Zhi's soul comes from the future. Her way of thinking is different from others in the beast world. She had no idea how much societal convention Xue Yinchen had broken. For her sake, she only felt that having Xue Yinchen as her beast husband would not only protect the rabbit tribe and take care of the children, but she herself could also do many things she wanted to do. So her mindset was very calm, completely unaware of the shock in Bai Chuan's heart. Big brother, since you returned, have you often felt pain in your bones? Bai Zhi pointed to a spot on Bai Chuan's back. Bai Chuan was stunned for a moment. Little sister is actually fine. He was trying hard to hide something. Ever since Bai Chuan had his talent bone taken by Kasair, he was often called trash. Bai Zhi knew he must be suffering inside. She decided to tell him the truth so he wouldn't blame himself so much. Big brother, you were set up by Kasair. It's because Kasair stole your power that he advanced to the 6th rank so quickly. Bai Chuan's expression changed drastically upon hearing this. Something he could never figure out was finally confirmed. He was in extreme anguish. So that's how it is. Big brother, don't you worry. Your strength will definitely recover. Okay? Bai Chuan knew his little sister was just comforting him. After the incident, he never gave up on training hard. But he still hadn't regained even 1st rank strength. Yet he didn't want his sister and mother to worry about him. So he just nodded, handed the sweet potato to his sister, then quickly left with complicated feelings. Bai Zhi handed the sweet potato to Xue Yinchen and said, "This is a steamed sweet potato. Give it a try." Xue Yinchen took this thing he had never seen before. His eyes showed a slightly surprised expression. "Is this food?" "Yes. This is food we dug up from the mountains behind us. It's called sweet potato. Very tasty." As she spoke, Bai Zhi peeled the sweet potato skin and began eating. Xue Yinchen watched her eating happily. Following Bai Zhi's actions, he peeled and ate it as well. "How does it taste?" "It tastes good." Xue Yinchen looked at Bai Zhi's expectant eyes. Suddenly, he felt a bit ridiculous. Previously, the information gathered by his subordinates said that Bai Zhi was so hungry he could only dig up grass to eat. It turned out to be a misunderstanding. Sweet potatoes are not only edible, but also very sweet and delicious. Compared to the meat of prey, they have their own unique charm. And eating them warms the heart. Seeing that he was very satisfied, Bai Zhi spoke up. "I know that for the entire continent, the Northern District is the place with the worst environment. Here, when winter comes, hunting is impossible. Many weak beastmen or small tribes often go hungry due to lack of food. Every winter, many beastmen die from cold and hunger. The powerful figures in the Central District who want to exile or punish some beastmen also banish them to the Northern District, causing you a lot of trouble. Actually, not only hunted beasts can be used as food. These things can also be used as food. For example, this sweet potato. It can be stored for a long time after being dug up. You can eat it directly when you want to. If there were more food like this, many more beastmen would survive the winter." Hearing these words, Xue Yinchen's heart was deeply stirred. He naturally realized what having an additional food source, especially one that can be stored, means for the Northern District. Rumors say that Bai Zhi is utterly useless. What a jealous and malicious woman, incapable of fighting for a man's affection. How could she have such thoughts and awareness? It seems rumors cannot be trusted. This way we can save more beast folk. Are you willing to let everyone know about this food? Generally, if a tribe pays with lives to discover a new type of food, they would hide it and not let other tribes know. Bai Zhi smiled brightly. Why shouldn't everyone know about this? In the eyes of other beast folk, our Northern District is so very bad. But in reality, the resources in our Northern District's mountains and forests are extremely abundant. There is plenty of food. The heavy snow in the Northern District is also very beautiful. Xue Yinchen felt a stir in his heart. His gaze towards her grew even gentler. Many beast folk who came from other districts. I would deeply despise the cold and heavy snow of the Northern District. This is the first time I've heard someone say something like that. Xue Yinchen likes the Northern District. It's because snow wolves are naturally suited to survive in the environment of the Northern District. But the fact that Bai Zhi likes the Northern District actually made him feel a bit happy inside. He wanted to say something, but then he saw Bai Zhi had some sweet potato residue at the corner of her mouth. He reached out and gently wiped it away for her. His fingertip brushed against Bai Zhi's lips. Bai Zhi felt as if her lips had gone numb like an electric shock. It made her unable to resist sighing about how captivating his beauty was. This is really deadly. She even felt her face blushing a little. But looking at Xue Yinchen's spotless appearance, she suddenly remembered the information about Xue Yinchen that her previous self had investigated. It was said that he was very misophobic and extremely fond of cleanliness. How could such a clean person use his hand to wipe her mouth? No, she mustn't be narcissistic. Bai Zhi quickly shook off the unrealistic thoughts from her mind. She thought he must be taking care of her like this out of a sense of duty. Yes, duty. It must be like that. If you like snow, I'll take you to Snow Valley to see it. There is snow there that never melts all year round. When Bai Zhi heard these words, she doubted her ears were playing tricks on her. The Snow Wolf King is going to take her to Snow Valley? That's the forbidden land of the Snow Wolf tribe. Even the Snow Wolf Beast people of the Snow Wolf tribe are not qualified to go to that place. She can go. Xue Yinchen saw the stunned look in Bai Zhi's eyes. He patiently explained again. If you want to go, I'll take you. Although Bai Zhi wanted to see, her reason remained. Her current strength is insufficient. If she appeared within the Snow Wolf clan's territory, she would definitely be envied to death by some of the females. I'm very happy you're willing to take me. Let's go see it another time. For now, I still want to live here. Bai Zhi tried to communicate with Xue Yinchen that she did not want to return to the Snow Wolf clan with him. If you want to live here, then I will take care of you here. But this cave is a bit small. I will dig a new, larger cave for you. The current cave is where Bai Zhi lived, with her mother and her two older brothers. Although it's separated by a grass curtain in the middle, it would indeed be inappropriate to add Xue Yinchen to the mix. Bai Zhi thought for a moment and said, you can dig a cave next to this one. That way, I can still be with my mother and my two older brothers. Xue Yinchen smiled, patted Bai Zhi's head, and went out. Bai Lu saw that Xue Yinchen had left, and only then did she hurriedly come in to see her daughter. You're really carrying his child? The Snow Wolf Kings. She still felt like she was dreaming. Yes, mother. It's absolutely true. You're something else. But when did you get together with the Snow Wolf King? That's the Beast King of the northern region, girl. Do you know how many female beasts have used all sorts of methods to get close to him, but none worked? Oh, mother. Please, just stop asking. How can Bai Zhi say this? Something like drugging someone is truly too shameful to talk about. Alright, I won't ask. I just came to ask. If you are going to follow him back to the Snow Wolf tribe. Bai Lu felt very reluctant in her heart. But unexpectedly, Bai Zhi said, Mother, I'm still living with the rabbit tribe. I'm not going anywhere. If you're willing to stay with the rabbit tribe, Mother will definitely take good care of you. Then, the Snow Wolf King staying or leaving? Bai Zhi shook her head and said she didn't know. But you and Uncle's family have been hunting very easily these days. It was arranged by the Snow Wolf King. Bai Lu suddenly understood. I knew it. No wonder there were so many injured prey, just throwing themselves at us. It shows the Snow Wolf King treats you very well. Probably from the moment you got pregnant. He knew. Powerful male beasts can sense their own bloodline connection. He must have sensed it very early. That's why he's been secretly looking after us. It's a good thing he came in time. Otherwise, it would have been too dangerous. Daughter, we still have plenty of food. The Snow Wolf King has helped us so much. Let's invite him to stay for a meal. I've learned quite a few dishes from you. Let him also taste the food we discovered. A poor girl drugged and toyed with a noble king. Yet afterward, the man not only didn't seek revenge, but also lowered his status to ask the girl for commitment. It turned out the girl had unexpectedly become pregnant with the king's child. To make it easier to care for the child, Bai Zhi gave Xue Yinchen the status of a beast husband. She firmly believed that everything Xue Yinchen did was for the child's sake. Even if, after giving birth, he chose to keep the child and discard the mother, she was willing. But now Xue Yinchen had saved her and her family's lives. She felt she ought to express her gratitude. So, while Xue Yinchen was next door, digging a cave, she started preparing dinner. Bai Lu and Bai Chuan assisted by her side. Soon, a rich aroma filled the room. She first boiled some sweet potatoes to make syrup, and prepared candied sweet potatoes. Then she made large pieces of braised pork belly, and also simmered a fragrant mushroom and shepherd's purse soup. The only pity was that there was no staple food yet. If they could discover wheat, they could unlock more food options. After preparing a table full of dishes, Bai Zhi noticed that Xue Yinchen had not returned yet. So she walked out of the yard to check on the progress of the cave next door. That place would eventually be where she and Xue Yinchen lived together. She was still worried that the noble king would find it hard to adapt to living in a cave, even if he had dug it himself. But as soon as she stepped out of the yard, she saw an ornately decorated entrance adorned with seashells. Looking inside, the floor was covered with warm, clean fur pelts. Many items were arranged inside, making it look spacious, bright, soft, and comfortable. Xue Yinchen had just finished covering the wooden bed with fur. He turned his head and saw Bai Zhi, speaking gently. "Come in and take a look. If you want anything else, I'll arrange it." It sounded as if he could get her anything she wanted. As soon as Bai Zhi stepped inside, the fur beneath her feet felt warm and comfortable. The cave was not only very clean and cozy, but even a bit luxurious. She knew there were no seashells in the northern region. Only the eastern and southern regions had them. But it took a very expensive cost to transport them here. The other decorations must have been very costly too. Moreover, Xue Yinchen had arranged everything personally. Her heart was suddenly touched. After all, he was the Snow Wolf King. It was always the beastmen who served him. When had he ever served someone else like this? It's already very good. I like it very much. Thank you. This is all what I should do. If you like it here, we'll live here. If you want to go to the Snow Wolf tribe, I'll take you to the Snow Wolf tribe. There's no such thing as should or shouldn't. I've felt your kindness towards me. Thank you. I was thinking we could stay with the rabbit tribe for now. If you want to return to the Snow Wolf tribe, you can go back. Also, I personally made dinner tonight. Please taste my cooking. Okay, Xue Yinchen hadn't expected Bai Zhi to cook for him personally. In the beast world, female masters were always taken care of by their beast husbands. So naturally, eating cooking was the beast husband's responsibility. He was very happy, but also curious about how good Bai Zhi's skills really were. The family was sitting together in the courtyard. Bai Chuan was already mesmerized by the aroma of the braised pork. But Xue Yinchen hadn't started eating yet. He had to restrain himself again and again. Bai Zhi scooped a bowl of soup for Xue Yinchen. She also took a wooden bowl and served him a generous portion of braised pork and candied sweet potatoes. You've worked hard today. Eat up. Okay? Xue Yinchen looked at the food in his bowl. His cold and lonely heart felt as if something had stirred it. It softened into a mess. He had originally come to take care of Bai Zhi, but unexpectedly, she was the one taking care of him instead. After taking a bite of the braised pork, even he, who was accustomed to hiding his emotions, couldn't help but show a look of amazement. How's it going? Bai Zhi blinked her eyes as she looked at him. Very good. Xue Yinchen gazed at Bai Zhi adoringly. He was puzzled once again in his heart. Someone as wonderful as her. He didn't understand how the Beast Emperor could have brought himself to give her up back then. Given Xue Yinchen's abilities, most of the time he consumed elixirs or spirit herbs. and didn't care much for ordinary food. But today's meal was too delicious. Without realizing it, he had eaten a bit more. After dinner and washing up, Bai Zhi and Xue Yinchen went to the new cave next door. Bai Zhi sat awkwardly on the stone bed. She was wrestling in her heart with what to do next. The two of them had already been intimate before. And now, Xue Yinchen was her beast husband. Especially since Xue Yinchen's beauty was extremely pleasing to her eyes. Unconsciously, she wanted to get closer to him and breathe in his scent. Moreover, she remembered that Xue Yinchen's skills were very good. Last time, she couldn't hold her own and ended up crying and begging for mercy. Thinking of those scenes, her face flushed red. Bai Zhi took a few deep breaths and shifted further inside the bed. Let's sleep. Xue Yinchen sat down by the bed and looked down at Bai Zhi. You're nervous and scared. Xue Yinchen noticed her unease. He sighed inwardly. Where did Bai Zhi find the courage to slip him that passion flower that day? Bai Zhi felt that Xue Yinchen seemed to be laughing at her. Stubbornly, she said, I am not. Xue Yinchen raised an eyebrow, but didn't expose her. He reached out his hands to pull her into an embrace. Bai Zhi thought he was about to start something. So she shyly moved closer and hugged him. Unexpectedly, Xue Yinchen let her hold him. He just took out a comb and started grooming her hair. Your hair isn't dry yet. Sleeping like this can easily give you a headache. After speaking, he placed his hand on her hair. A surge of warmth flowed through. Bai Zhi's hair gradually dried. Bai Zhi exclaimed, Damn, that's amazing. Dude, you're a human hairdryer. If she bathed in her beast form in the future, having all her fur dried like that would be so comfortable. Wait, that's not right. You have ice and water elemental powers. How can you dry my hair? Xue Yinchen didn't speak. Using such heat would naturally backlash against his own ice powers. But as long as he could take good care of her, these things didn't matter. Bai Zhi understood when she saw him remain silent. She couldn't hold back anymore and reached out to hug him. She felt like she couldn't suppress her heart from being moved. What should she do? Xue Yinchen gently held her, patting her back softly, comforting her like a child. Don't worry. Just focus on recovering your health these next few days. I won't do anything. Bai Zhi had been frightened today. Xue Yinchen didn't want to make her more nervous or scared, even though he really wanted to do something. Right now, he just wanted to let her rest properly. Only when Bai Zhi heard Xue Yinchen say that did she finally relax. She also felt a twinge of guilt in her heart. After Bai Zhi lay down, Xue Yinchen covered her with the fur blanket. He then gently patted her to sleep. Bai Zhi was truly exhausted. She had fought twice during the day and used her special abilities too much. Her body had actually been very tired for a while. If Xue Yinchen hadn't transferred energy to her, she might have passed out long ago. However, Bai Zhi wasn't actually a well-behaved sleeper. In the middle of the night, her whole body rolled right into Xue Yinchen's embrace. Xue Yinchen simply looked on with a smile in his eyes, holding her helplessly yet dotingly, letting her find a comfortable position to sleep. The next day, as soon as Bai Zhi woke up, she saw Xue Yinchen staring at her, and she herself was clinging to Xue Yinchen like an octopus. Her face instantly flushed red. Flustered, she quickly struggled out of his arms. I was asleep. I didn't know what I was doing. Xue Yinchen found her appearance somewhat adorable. Actually, Xue Yinchen had woken up long ago, but he couldn't bear to wake the person in his arms. Being held by Bai Zhi made his cold heart feel as if it was filled with something. It's still early. Sleep a while longer. Bai Zhi shook her head and said, I'm awake. I won't sleep anymore. This was the best sleep she had since arriving in the beast world. She felt very at ease and very secure. It was probably because Xue Yinchen was by her side. It seemed, without her realizing it, these feelings were no longer just because of the child. Bai Zhi had to admit it. She liked every aspect of Xue Yinchen. After breakfast, Xue Yinchen needed to return to the Snow Wolf clan to handle some matters. The matters with the cat tribe need to be dealt with. I will go back first for a while. Matters involving the demon tribe are no small issue. This means that those with demon tribe bloodline have infiltrated the northern district. He was worried about Bai Zhi. He kept urging Bai Zhi to take good care of herself. But he also knew Bai Zhi always had her own ideas, so he wanted to ask for her opinion. Should I arrange for guards to come over? Bai Zhi also realized the seriousness of the matter. She looked seriously at Xue Yinchen. Don't worry. I can take care of myself. You need to be careful too, okay? Xue Yinchen felt he had so much he wanted to tell her. In the end, he just held her. He lowered his head and kissed her lips. Be good and wait for me to return, okay? Xue Yinchen really didn't want to let go of Bai Zhi, but he suspected there was a spy within the Snow Wolf clan. Otherwise, why would the cat tribe specifically target the rabbit tribe? Furthermore, when he previously arranged for his subordinates to secretly watch over Bai Zhi's family, nothing happened. Right after he transferred his subordinates away, the cat tribe began to surround and kill the rabbit tribe. For Bai Zhi's safety, this matter must be thoroughly investigated. After Xue Yinchen left, Bai Zhi wasn't idle either. She prepared to go up the mountain to search for food. Her child is the prince of the Snow Wolf tribe. In the future, he may have to shoulder the responsibility of the northern region. So Bai Zhi felt she should do something to gather more food before winter arrives, not only to protect the rabbit tribe, but it should also help Xue Yinchen, right? She could feel that he was good to her. She wasn't a daughter flower. She didn't depend on others for survival. So she also wanted to do something. Yilu knew she couldn't be of much help to her daughter. She only had third-tier strength, and these days, she and her eldest brother planned to stay in the tribe to protect it. After yesterday's incident of the tribe being attacked, currently, all rabbit beasts in the tribe were unwilling to go out. Upon learning that Bai Zhi wanted to leave, although Yi Lu was worried, seeing her daughter's determined expression, she could only seek out her eldest brother. So in the end, her uncle's son, eldest brother Yi Shuo accompanied her to gather food. Yi Shuo was responsible for protecting her with his 5th-tier strength. Plus, Bai Zhi herself had some ability. Their safety shouldn't be a problem. Moreover, Bai Zhi promised to only move around nearby. This time, she headed west, as it was far from the tribe. They usually wouldn't encounter beast tribes there. Yi Shuo had been secluded in cultivation a few days prior. But something happened to the rabbit tribe yesterday, so he came out and stopped his closed-door cultivation for the time being. He looked at his aunt's daughter, his cousin. He felt great admiration in his heart. Big brother, you'll have to work hard today. Cousin, what are you talking about? It's my honor to accompany you out. Besides, thanks to you, the family has been eating well lately. She's not stupid. She knows everything. As Bai Zhi walked along the road, her hands brushed against some grass patches, absorbing some wood element supernatural power. She saw some small wild jujubes and hawthorn berries along the way. Zhi wasn't in a hurry to pick them. She wanted to explore more, first to find important food sources. Of course, she also collected some eggs along the way. Some of these eggs could hatch into chicks. That way, the hens could be used for laying eggs, and the roosters could be eaten when they grew up. By noon, she still hadn't found any important food sources. Bai Zhi could only climb a tree to get a better view from above. Seeing his sister about to climb the tree, Yi Shuo, without a word, lifted her up and jumped onto the tree with her. Bai Zhi sighed. Big brother is really amazing. 5th level strength is just different. Yi Shuo didn't dare to boast. The Snow Wolf King Na is the true genius. It said she was born with 2nd level strength. Now, she's only 20 years old, but already has 9th level strength. From the 5th level upwards, each breakthrough becomes twice as difficult. Cultivation requires double or multiple the effort. and it's not guaranteed to advance even one level. The Snow Wolf King was the one he truly worshipped. In his heart, he was like a divine beast. He thought he could only listen to the rumors, but he never expected that one day, the Snow Wolf King would suddenly descend to the mortal world. He came to their rabbit tribe, and it still feels like a dream to him. Bai Zhi also knew that in the entire beast world continent, there were only a few with 9th tier strength. Just as she was about to say something, she suddenly spotted a patch of soybeans on the distant hillside. Bai Zhi couldn't believe her eyes and blinked hard. Confirming they were soybeans, she became incredibly excited. At that moment, staring at those soybeans, Bai Zhi's eyes lit up. Her mind flashed with images of foods like tofu, soy milk, and tofu pudding, stewed tofu soup, stir-fried tofu, tofu with fish stew, and so on. All of it was delicious. Yishuo could sense that at this moment. His sister's aura had changed. He followed Bai Zhi's gaze, but only saw a patch of grass. It had turned yellow. Was there something there? No matter how he looked, he couldn't see anything. Bai Zhi was so excited that she leaped down from the tree directly. Big brother, over there. Bai Zhi ran extremely fast. Although Yishuo was puzzled, he also leaped up and followed Bai Zhi quickly to the hillside. Bai Zhi looked at Yishuo and said, "Big brother, first help me keep watch for any dangerous beasts around. I'll gather these yellow beans to take home first. And also these that have fallen on the ground. These are soybeans, which are food. The soybeans are already fully mature. Some had fallen off onto the ground. Although picking them up is troublesome, these can be used to make bean-based food. Even if it's a bit more laborious, Bai Zhi doesn't mind at all." Yishuo was stunned for a moment and asked his younger sister, "Are you sure? These are all grass seeds." Although he knew that his sister had recently helped find new food sources, these soybeans look too small. In his understanding, these are just various kinds of grass seeds. He plucked one and put it in his mouth to eat. It was extremely hard and had no texture at all. And it's not even enough to fill the gaps between teeth. How can something like this be made into food? It's not that he doesn't believe his sister, but he finds it strange. Bai Zhi patiently explained, "Brother Yishuo, these really are food. Soybeans aren't something you eat directly. They need to be processed step by step to become food." She felt that even if she explained now, Yishuo probably wouldn't understand until after it's made. Then Yishuo will know whether soybeans can be made into food. Seeing the confident and composed expression on Bai Zhi's face, Yishuo said, "Sister, me help with the picking. It'll be faster. It's already noon. Time is running short. Finishing early means we can go home sooner." Bai Zhi's basket was woven tightly and sturdily. The soybeans wouldn't fall out. Bai Zhi picked the soybeans at a very fast pace. She also picked up many soybeans from the ground and put them in the basket. They'll be clean after washing back home. In the beast world, there are no pesticides or technological products. These foods are all very clean. After the basket was full, Bai Zhi stored some more in her space. With his 5th tier strength, Yishuo was even faster. He had already filled his basket long ago. Bai Zhi felt that this amount of soybeans wasn't enough. So she looked around nearby and found some things. Then quickly wove 2 more baskets. She carried one basket on her front and one on her back. Once filled with soybeans, they could head back. While busy working, Bai Zhi also discovered Raimi nearby. Her expression shifted when she saw the Raimi. With Raimi, she could weave hemp rope. Hemp rope can be used to tie things up. If we weave hemp rope into sacks and make a small cart, we can use the sacks to carry things, which will be a bit easier. Big bruv, let's cut down this Raimi. We'll take it all back with us when we return. Yishuo nodded and agreed, although he didn't know what his younger sister intended to do. He still listened carefully and did as she said. After Bai Zhi finished packing all the soybeans, she bundled up the cut Raimi and said, "Big brother, we can go back now. After these soybeans are soaked, we'll make the stone mill today. And tomorrow we can make tofu. If possible, Bai Zhi would have preferred to make the tofu today. But the soybeans need to be soaked first. Yishuo had no idea what tofu was. But hearing his younger sister talk about it, he guessed it must be some kind of food. He was very curious about how soybeans could be turned into food. Although he was curious, Yishuo didn't ask too many questions. He knew his younger sister was much more capable than him, and knew a lot more. Whatever she said, he would just follow along. Bai Zhi looked at the silent Yishuo and said, "Big brother, if you want to ask me something, you can just ask directly." She could tell that Yishuo was puzzled and curious. Yishuo scratched the back of his head sheepishly and said, "Younger sister, I just can't picture what kind of food tofu is. In the past, the food we ate was mainly meat from hunting wild animals, and even the gathered food was just some wild fruits. Only now do I realize that we can also dig up food from the ground. Some of those mushrooms that I thought were poisonous are actually edible. And those black things that grow on trees, they're called wood ear mushrooms. Actually, the rabbit tribe's strength is quite lacking compared to other tribes. Food is scarce, even if we hunt beasts very diligently. Before winter comes, we still need to use most of the beasts and their hides to go to the market to trade for some things. Many beast folk who haven't awakened their power, and the elderly, mostly die during the winter. Even though the tribe provides relief and help, the effect it has is minimal. It's a drop in the bucket. Although I don't know what food this tofu my sister mentioned is, in my heart, I actually hope for more edible food. I hope more of our rabbit tribe beast folk survive." Yishuo is the future leader of the rabbit tribe. He has understood the tribe well since childhood. He also often heard his parents talk about various matters. He carries more responsibility on his shoulders. He also often worries about the people of the tribe. But his abilities are limited. Even if he hunted more food, he wouldn't keep it, but would save it to trade for things at the market. Listening to this, Bai Zhi realized he knew very little about the tribes here. "What do you trade for when you go to the market?" Yishuo said, "We must trade for some salt and some medicinal pills. Some treat injuries, some can help consolidate one's strength. Salt is something the tribe's beastfolk absolutely need. The medicinal pills can help the young and capable rabbit beastfolk stabilize their power. Severe hunting injuries sometimes require medicinal pellets to heal the body. But salt is something brought by merchants from the eastern and southern regions. It requires a large amount of beast meat and animal pelts to exchange for. The same goes for medicinal pellets." Yishuo explained some basic information. Bai Zhi realized that their northern regions' environment was indeed harsher than the other regions. On this beast world continent, everyone acknowledges that salt means sea salt. The eastern and southern regions are near the sea and have salt. The northern region has none. Also, medicinal pellets require many spirit herbs to concoct. Moreover, only pharmacists who understand herbal medicine can prepare them. Naturally, the price is expensive. So, as the chief of the rabbit tribe, the pressure on her is immense. Listening to this, Bai Zhi's heart sank, realizing the rabbit tribe's situation was more severe than she thought. But she felt these were not big issues. They could all be resolved, since herbs and medicinal pellets are valuable. Later, she could actually teach the tribe to dig for medicinal herbs. They could even cultivate medicinal herbs. Bai Zhi was pondering in her mind how to improve the tribe's situation, how to develop it. Just then, Yishuo suddenly sensed something and said, "Not good, there's demonic energy. We must leave quickly." Yishuo's face turned pale. He grabbed Bai Zhi and frantically ran forward. Bai Zhi, light and agile, quickly followed Yishuo as they ran. Rustle. In the air, it seemed as if a sharp, piercing sound was controlling something. Bai Zhi only felt that the sound was extremely sinister and cold. As she ran and glanced back, She saw two enormous beasts. However, these two beasts were shrouded in a dark aura. Their eyes were also swirling with black energy. This was a sign of being corrupted by demonic energy. The corruption of the forest's beasts meant that demonic energy, or even demonic beasts, had broken through the barrier from the direction of the misty forest and emerged. They could use demonic energy to control some beasts. Once beasts are infected by demonic energy, they become corrupted and frenzied. Knowing only slaughter, these two corrupted beasts were massive in size, and as they ran, the ground shook with their movement. Seeing that these two beasts were relentlessly pursuing them, Bai Zhi said intently, "We can't lead them toward the rabbit tribe's village." Shuo also realized this. If it were any other day, encountering beasts, even corrupted ones, he would have confronted them directly, but today, his primary mission was to protect his younger sister. That's why he immediately took her and ran. Since these two beasts were coming straight for them, he could neither avoid them nor continue running. Using his strength, Shuo directly pulled Bai Zhi and placed her up in a tree. Immediately after, he quickly focused and swung the long blade in his hand horizontally, the blade's energy slashing one beast's hoof. Shuo bent down and slid toward the beast, the long blade cutting directly upward from beneath it. Roar! The beast, enraged by the pain, continued attacking Shuo. The other beast charged toward the tree where Bai Zhi was. The constant impact made Bai Zhi feel like the entire tree was about to be knocked down. Just as she was about to take action, Shuo had already dealt with the beast. He leaped over with extremely fast speed and agility, directly piercing through the beast's body. The beast then collapsed heavily to the ground. Only then did Shuo wipe the bloodstain from his face. His eyes remained resolute and determined from start to finish. Unable to hold back his concern, he looked at Bai Zhi and said, "Sister, you okay?" Bai Zhi looked into Shu's eyes and felt that he was truly suited to be the leader of the rabbit tribe. He reacted swiftly in the face of danger, remaining fearless and firm-eyed in critical moments. He carried a youthful sharpness and vigor about him. Bai Zhi lightly jumped down from the tree and said with a smile, "Big bruv, I'm fine. You were really impressive just now." Bai Zhi's eyes were filled with admiration. In the recent fight, Shuo had only used his beast man form to battle. If he had used his true form, his strength would have been even greater. Shuo shook his head and said, "No, this level of strength is not enough. I almost put you in danger." Shuo felt a wave of lingering fear and some self-blame. Bai Zhi said, "I'm fine. At critical moments, I also have the ability to protect myself." She wore a bracelet on her hand, a protective artifact given to her by Xue Yinchen. It could block fatal attacks for her when needed. Otherwise, even if she said she didn't need guards, Xue Yinchen wouldn't feel at ease leaving her in the rabbit tribe. She was just about to use this magical tool. But it's better not to use it, if possible, because once this magical tool is used, Xue Yinchen will definitely sense it. He will rush over, but right now, he must be dealing with matters involving the clan and the demon tribe. She didn't want to trouble him at this critical moment. "Big brother, this is not a safe place to stay. Let's go back first. I don't know how to bring these two beasts back. They feel very heavy," Shuo patiently explained. "Little sister, demonized beasts cannot be eaten. After eating, it's easy to be contaminated with demonic energy. It's easy to be invaded by demonic energy, but under normal circumstances, the border of the misty forest is reinforced every 100 years by the Snow Wolf, king of the Snow Wolf tribe. But now demonic energy has invaded, possibly because the barrier has some problems." This is Shu's personal speculation. He doesn't know exactly what's going on. He just feels heavy-hearted. If the demonic energy continues to invade, the beasts in the forest will all be inedible. Food in the northern district will become a problem. Bai Zhi felt that going out with Shuo today had allowed her to learn quite a lot. She had a guess in mind and asked, actually, many beastmen are unwilling to come to the northern district. And some tribes even want to migrate away from the northern district, not only because of the climate, environment, and food issues here, but also because it's close to the barrier, making it easy to be invaded by demons or killed by demon tribe invasions. Isn't that right? Yishuo nodded and said, indeed. That's the case. But because the Snow Wolf tribe is stationed over there, generally, there are no problems, but many beastmen still feel it's safer in other districts. After learning this, Bai Zhi felt somewhat sorry for Xue Yinchen. It seems the responsibility he carries is even heavier. Moreover, with this demonic energy invasion, we still don't know what exactly happened over there. The two of them discussed as they went, while packing their things and quickly returning to the rabbit tribe. By the time they returned to the rabbit tribe settlement, it was already dark, and it had started thundering and raining in the sky. Only when they saw them return did Yi Lu and Yi Chuan finally relax. Yi Chuan silently stepped forward to help his younger sister, taking down all the items from the backpack basket. Bai Zhi looked at her eldest brother's demeanor and thought of how Yishuo looked when slaying wild beasts. She thought to herself, when eldest brother was at 5th tier strength, he probably looked like that too. Confident, composed, resolute, and brave, because they encountered beasts invaded by demonic energy this afternoon. Yi Dashan and Zhu Shi then came to find Yi Lu to discuss this matter together. The beastmen of our rabbit tribe also cannot stay inside the settlement forever without going out. Without food to eat, we would starve to death. But if we encounter beasts invaded by demonic energy again, our rabbit tribe, beastmen, would be in even greater danger. Why would there be demonic energy for no good reason? Could it be a problem with the barrier? Probably not. Could it be that demon beastmen are hiding here in the northern district? It seems the Kasair tribe even has demonic abilities. Perhaps she is the beastman. Right now, food should still be the priority. Winter will arrive in a few months. Time is tight. We must hunt more as well. How about forming hunting and gathering teams? It would be safer for everyone to move together. Just as they were discussing this, the sound of crying came from the entrance, along with the noise of someone beating the courtyard gate. Chieftain hearing this voice, Yi Dashan immediately stood up. It's Gus. Yi Dashan and Madame Zhu both rushed to open the door in the rain. Seeing that it was indeed Gus, Gus knelt down at once and pleaded, Chieftain, I beg you, please save my grandma. My grandma was startled by thunder, fell down, and has been unconscious ever since. I'm afraid she won't wake up again. Woo, Gus is still just a child. And at this moment, he looked utterly terrified. Yi Dashan and Madame Zhu quickly helped Gus up. Don't worry, we'll go check on her right away. We'll send Yishuo to fetch the shaman immediately. Bai Zhi had just finished the soybeans in water. Remembering that she has wood element supernatural abilities, she also went along to take a look. By the time Bai Zhi arrived at a small cave, she saw an elderly woman lying inside, unconscious and unresponsive. Because of her supernatural ability, she also possesses night vision. She could see the elderly woman was emaciated, clearly malnourished at a glance. Looking again at Gus, who was crying beside her, it said he's already 12 years old, but he was very thin and small, and only about 8 or 9 years old. Looking again, the cave was empty, and the yard had almost nothing. Bai Zhi then realized the tribe's dire situation was even worse than he had thought. There were many rabbit beastmen in the tribe, but very few were actually capable of hunting. Bai Zhi quietly stepped forward and gave the old woman a transfer of some wood element energy. Making sure she was physically fine, the witch doctor arrived. Someone was heard shouting. Immediately after, flash of thunder struck. Bai Zhi suddenly saw an exceptionally handsome youth entering from outside. His skin was a cool white, though with a touch of pallor. His appearance was excessively enchanting and bewitching. At the corner of his eye was a conspicuous teardrop mole. He looked about 18 or 19 years old. With a tall, slender, and upright posture, thin but very tall. He wore a black brocade robe that fit his body closely, moving without a sound. Dressed entirely in black, he seemed shrouded in darkness, almost like a creature of the night. The moment he entered the room, his gaze happened to fall upon Bai Zhi. In that instant, Bai Zhi felt as if all the blood in his body had frozen. It was a feeling of being locked onto by something. He had long, narrow eyes, as if meticulously painted by a fine brush. Each flicker of his gaze capable of evoking a subtle, enchanting charm. When he looked at someone, his eyes were deep and profound like the sea, yet as light as the blue sky, as clear as the emerald ocean, mysterious and captivating. Bai Zhi met his gaze. I only feel that his eyes carry an arresting aura. When he focuses on someone, it feels as if he can captivate and enchant. For some reason, she just feels he is looking at her, with a bewitching aura that makes her whole body unable to move. Especially those enchanting eyes, as if naturally filled with affection, making one's heart tremble to its core. Unable to look away, Bai Zhi could tell at a glance. Although this person looks pale and weak, fragile, but in reality, his strength is formidable. Bai Zhi also couldn't judge what level of strength he truly possesses. He appears to have no power, but he's definitely not as simple as he seems on the surface. The moment he appeared, everyone in the room couldn't help but fix their gaze on him. Although they've seen him many times, each time, they're still easily stunned by the witch doctor's appearance. Witch doctor, beg you, please save my grandmother. The moment Gus saw the witch doctor arrive, he immediately stepped forward, knelt down, and pleaded with the witch doctor. Yi Wulan reached out and gently helped Gus up, softly saying, "Don't be afraid, your grandmother will be fine." The moment he spoke, his voice was gentle, unhurried, and pleasant to the ear, like a distant jade flute, ethereal and beyond the clouds. But upon closer listening, it carried a lazy, cool, and detached air. As he walked in, he also carried a faint scent of medicinal herbs. Light and captivating this time, Yi Dashan also snapped back to reality. Said in a low, respectful voice, "Sir, Grandma Lin's condition isn't very good. Please examine her. If any herbs are needed, the tribespeople will go find them. Whatever you need, sir. The tribe will also do everything possible to satisfy you, my lord." Facing such a young witch doctor, Lord Yi Dashan also felt immense pressure, always thinking that Yi Wulan was born with a noble aura. It was as if that power and presence were carried in his bloodline. Even after coming to their rabbit tribe, that noble air remained undiminished. "It's fine, Chief Yi, there's no need for this. Since I am the tribe's witch doctor, I should do my utmost to save people." Yi Wulan stepped forward to the bedside and sat down, reaching out to check Grandma Lin's pulse. The room was silent. No one dared disturb his examination. Afterward, Yi Wulan took out silver needles for acupuncture. His fingers moved extremely fast. The silver needles seemed to carry a certain power. Bai Zhi couldn't help but look at the witch doctor's hands. His hands were slender like jade, with distinct knuckles. So beautiful. It was like seeing the hands of a male lead in a shoujo manga from a peaceful era. Yet his fingers were overly pale, with a faint, almost translucent quality. This person was mysterious and eerie from head to toe. After a long while, Yi Wulan withdrew the silver needles and said, "Her condition has stabilized for now. Let her sleep well first. Tomorrow, I will prepare herbal medicine and bring it. But just treatment and medicine alone won't help. She needs to eat a lot of food to properly recover." Hearing this, Bai Zhi understood. In fact, he had already realized when he examined Grandma Lin earlier that it was mainly caused by long-term malnutrition. Grandma Lin's body is severely depleted. The most important thing is to replenish her nutrition. She also realized there were many thin people in the tribe, like Granny Lin. Even if the tribe had strength again, it still couldn't completely solve such a situation. If food was scarce, and capable beast people obtained food, they had to assist such beast people in the tribe. Beast people capable of hunting would then go hungry. Going hungry and becoming physically weak made them unable to hunt. So this was a difficult problem for the tribe. She still needed to help the tribe find more new sources of food. Yi Dashan said, "Thank you, sir. Tomorrow, we'll send some food." The food would naturally be sent from Yi Dashan's home. As the leader, he could only do his best to support the tribe's beast people. Yi Wulan nodded. "Since it is so, then you can survive." Yi Wulan stood up, preparing to leave. But for some reason, he slowly turned his head to look. Glancing at Yi, Bai Zhi. This glance gave Yi, Bai Zhi a feeling as if her soul was being hooked, especially as his gaze fell upon her stomach. "Miss Yi, you are with child. These days, you should rest more." Yi Bai Zhi placed her hand on her stomach, unconsciously wanting to avoid his captivating gaze. "Thank you for your concern, Lord Wu." Yi Wulan said ethereally, "Miss Yi, there's no need for thanks. Miss Yi, if you have any needs, you can feel free to come find me, Yi." As he spoke, he opened his oil paper umbrella and stepped into the rain again. Yi Dashan quickly followed a couple of steps, saying, "Shaman, let me see you out." Yi Wulan paused in his steps. "Chief, there's no need to see me off. Only by obtaining the colored glaze artifact can she return to reality." He vanished into the rain like a fleeting wind. Yi Bai Zhi simply collected his expression. At the same time, for some reason, his tense heart finally relaxed. Yi Dashan reassured and instructed Gus a few words. Only then did they return. It was so late, and still raining. Yi Dashan, Ju Min, and Yi Shuo all went back first. Yi Bai Zhi used hay to make a small nest, and placed the fertilized eggs that could hatch inside. The eggs that couldn't hatch were used for cooking. Seeing Yi Bai Zhi looking somewhat distracted, Yi Lu worriedly asked, "Bai Zhi, what's wrong? Are you feeling unwell?" Yi Bai Zhi shook his head and said, "Mother, I'm fine. These eggs are fertilized eggs. They can hatch into chicks, and we can raise them in the yard later. The hens can lay eggs, so we can eat eggs every day. The roosters can be raised and then killed for meat." Yi Lu found this idea quite unbelievable. "You mean these eggs can hatch into chicks at home?" "Yes," Yi Lu exclaimed in amazement. "If that's the case, that's amazing. I've never heard of such a thing. But what do we use to raise the chickens? We have no experience at all. We don't know how. Also, will the chickens run around everywhere and peck at some of the weaker beastmen in the tribe?" Yi Lu couldn't help but worry. Yi Bai Zhi said, "Mother, don't worry. The chicks are very small and cute when they first hatch. When they grow a bit bigger, we can build a chicken coop." Yi Bai Zhi explained some ideas to Yi Lu. Only then did Yi Lu feel relieved. Only you would have such ingenious thoughts. Previously, no one ever imagined that things could be done this way. If we really can raise chickens in the yard, as you said, and eat eggs, more beastmen in the tribe would survive. That would be a great achievement. But those soybeans you soaked, can they really be made into food? In Yi Lu's view, those tiny little grains are just grass seeds. They're useless and inedible. She's just curious how her daughter will turn them into food. Yi Bai Zhi deliberately kept her in suspense, saying, "Mother, even if I tell you now, you won't understand. You'll know tomorrow. But I need Brother Yeshu to help me make a stone mill. There are rocks not far from the tribe anyway. They can be used to make the stone mill." After talking with her mother for a while, Yi Bai Zhi couldn't help but ask, "Mother, that witch doctor, is he a beastman from our tribe?" Yi Lu shook her head and said, "No, he doesn't belong to our tribe. But he has done our tribe a great kindness. He has saved many beastmen in our tribe." Yi Bai Zhi continued to ask, "Then where is he from? How did he become our tribe's witch doctor?" Based on her predecessor's memories, Yi Bai Zhi knew that in a tribe, the witch doctor is extremely important. The status of a witch is also very high. Ordinary beastmen generally cannot gain the tribe's trust. Even if they have the ability, it's still not enough. The tribe's witch doctor is usually passed down from generation to generation. Obviously, the aura and temperament of this witch doctor from their tribe are completely out of place with their rabbit tribe. Moreover, is an uncle, as the chief, treats him with utmost respect. Normally, it wouldn't be to this extent. That person exudes a mysterious aura from head to toe, making it impossible to glean any information about him. And when he looks at her, why does it make her feel uneasy? It feels just like a hunter locking onto his prey. She doesn't know if it's just her imagination. Yi Lu pondered. Actually, I'm not sure about that either. I only know that 3 years ago, he was brought back by the previous witch doctor. It was said back then that he would be the next witch doctor. As for where he comes from, none of us know. The previous witch doctor was from our tribe. We all trusted her words. Besides, the current witch doctor's medical skills are even better than the previous ones. He has helped the tribe a lot and saved many people in the tribe. Bai Zhi, even though the witch doctor doesn't appear often, both your eldest brother and your second brother initially had their lives saved by him. When you first returned, you also had a fever and fell ill. You were unconscious, and the witch doctor saved you too. In our rabbit tribe, he is like a god we worship. Yi Lu spoke of these things with great gratitude towards Yi Wulan. Yi Bai Zhi thought for a moment and said, "Mother, do you know what his beast form is?" Yi Lu had never considered this question before. She explained, "I don't know. We have never seen the witch doctor reveal his true form. Everyone has had little contact with the witch doctor, only when the tribe's beast people get sick. Do they invite the witch doctor to the tribe?" Yi Bai only felt more doubts in her heart. "Mother, where does he live?" "He lives in a house on the mountainside. He doesn't live together with the people of our tribe." "Isn't that very dangerous?" Yi Lu shook her head and said, "That wouldn't be dangerous. The house he lives in is very sturdy, very high. Wild beasts can't get in." Originally, our tribe's beast people in the past lived in mountain caves and didn't build courtyards either. But they discovered the place where the witch doctor lives has a courtyard. It can hold many things, and is very convenient. So everyone also started building courtyards outside their caves. It has to be said, it really became much more convenient. Very spacious, hunted food can be hung on the courtyard walls. Yi Bai asked a few more questions. Her mother explained them one by one. Yi Bai felt she had learned quite a bit. But regarding this witch Dr. Yi Wulan's origins, she still didn't know. She knew very little about his true information. But since he was a beast person brought by the previous witch doctor, and he is still their tribe's witch doctor, who has saved so many of the tribe's beast people, she didn't need to doubt anything. Listening to the sound of the rain, she slept soundly through the night. Early the next morning, the rain stopped. Yi Bai couldn't be bothered to eat breakfast, and went to find Yi Shuo. She and Yi Shuo went to move several large rocks back. "Big brother is really strong," Yi Shuo said with a laugh. "The weight of these few rocks is nothing." Yi Shuo possesses 5th level strength. Moving these few rocks is as easy as playing. It's very effortless. Yi Bai still felt that having supernatural abilities was better. Her supernatural abilities had recovered a bit when she woke up this morning. But obviously, it couldn't compare to 5th tier supernatural abilities. "Big brother, you helped me make a millstone. You all should make one too. It can be used to grind beans later. If we see foods like wheat again, they can also be ground using the millstone." While Yi Bai was instructing, Yi Shuo worked with his hands, and soon 2 millstones were made. One of the millstones was given by Yi Shuo and placed in Yi Bai's family courtyard. Yellow had gone out hunting with Yi Dashan early in the morning. It was also to gather more food, in order to help Granny Lin in the tribe. At least to help Granny Lin pull through. She also has a young grandson to take care of. At least until Gus comes of age. Yequan, on the other hand, was helping at home. He was also very surprised looking at the millstone that was made. Bai Zhi explained that this is a millstone used to grind various foods. I'll demonstrate it for you when we grind the soybeans later. The soybeans had been soaked in the morning. They can be ground directly now. Of course, before the millstone was made, she had already washed it several times with water at her uncle's house. After ensuring it was clean and sanitary, Bai Zhi used a ladle to pour soybeans into the hole on top. After pouring some in, she started turning the millstone to grind the soybeans. A clean wooden bucket was placed under the spot where the soybean juice comes out. Soon, the aroma of soybeans wafted out. Smelling this fragrance, Bai Zhi's face broke into a smile. The most primal scent of food is truly pleasant. Xue and Chuan were utterly astonished. The two of them stared blankly. It took them a good while to snap out of their shock. So fragrant, so this is how little sister said food is made. No matter how much Xue had thought about it, he couldn't picture it. How those soybeans could be turned into food. So this is how it becomes food. Plain, ordinary soybeans that don't smell like much when raw. Yet when ground, they release such a rich aroma. It's incredibly fragrant. Let me handle it, little sister. I'll turn the millstone. I'm strong. Xue volunteered eagerly, excited and itching to give it a try, his eyes gleaming with enthusiasm. Bai Zhi let Xue grind the soybeans. Chuan also wanted to help. Bai Zhi said, "Big brother, chop more firewood. We'll need it to boil the soy milk soon." Soon, the grinding was done. Bai Zhi added water to the ground soybeans, stirred, then strained it to extract the soy milk. Poured it into the pot, lit the fire. Chuan tended the flames, while Bai Zhi stirred the soybean mixture in the pot. The aroma spread, making Xue and Chuan practically drool. Yet the two watched quietly, not daring to disturb Bai Zhi. In their hearts, the person they admired most now was Bai Zhi. Soon, the soy milk was ready. Bai Zhi ladled out several bowls. Xue, big brother, have a taste. But it's a bit hot. Wait for it to cool down a little. The two of them were excited and thrilled at this moment. They didn't even bother to eat, blowing on and drinking the soy milk. After one sip, both of their eyes widened in surprise. So delicious, so fragrant, this is just too good. Drinking it felt really comfortable and warm in the stomach. Bai Zhi, however, wasn't in a hurry to drink. After having breakfast in the morning, she set aside a portion of the soy milk. She then curdled the other portion of soy milk, the bitter needed for curdling. She took out from the spatial farmyard to use for the process. The beast world doesn't have this, but lemon juice could be used instead. She had seen lemons a couple of days ago, but they weren't ripe yet, and she found them too sour. So she didn't pick them, let it sit for a while, and then pressed and ground it. Next, Bai Zhi used the filtered soybean dregs to mix with eggs. She made several soybean and egg pancakes, keeping some for herself. Then she placed a few on a wooden plate. She also took the prepared soy milk and went to see Granny Lin. She originally thought of having Xue or Chuan deliver it, but she felt that with her wood element ability, she could help Granny Lin recover her health a bit. So she decided to go in person. However, when she knocked on the door and Gus opened it, Bai Zhi saw the witch doctor Wu Lan inside the cave. Bai Zhi's face changed color immediately. She hadn't expected Wu Lan to be here at this time. Bai Zhi truly hadn't anticipated this. That Wu Lan would be at Granny Lin's house. She remembered her mother saying last night that the witch doctor usually doesn't appear in the tribe during the day. Even brewing medicine is done by the witch doctor on the mountain. Someone goes halfway up the mountain to bring it back and drink it. It's already mid-morning now. Yet at this moment, Bai Zhi felt an impulse to turn back and leave. Her fingers, holding the basket, stiffened slightly. Wu Lan sat quietly on the stone bench. The morning sunlight streamed in, casting a hazy, elusive aura behind him. Yet it was so beautiful, it could easily bewitch the heart. He spoke softly, "Miss Yi, you're here. His voice was hoarse and gentle, like fragrant sand brushing against the heartstrings. His deep tone carried an entrancing, lingering quality, making it hard for Bai Zhi to discern his emotions in that moment. Since Yi Wulan had seen her, she couldn't pretend she hadn't come. She smiled faintly and said, "So it's the witch doctor. My apologies." Yi Wulan's eyes, capable of captivating all, seemed to hold a trace of a faint smile. He looked at her leisurely and at ease. "Miss Yi, yourself at home. No need to be so reserved." Gus didn't understand the undercurrents from moments ago. He looked up at Bai Zhi with admiration and said, "Sister Yi, come in quickly." "Thanks to you, Sister Yi. I went with the brothers and sisters from the tribe and dug up lots of radishes and mushrooms. We won't go hungry." When Yi looked at Gus, her expression softened. "Gus, how is your grandmother?" Gus said earnestly, "Sister Yi, the witch doctor saved my grandma. The witch doctor is amazing. My grandma just drank the medicine. He said he's feeling much better physically. I just fell asleep. Sorry about last night. It's raining. The sky is very dark. I didn't dare go up the mountain. I was afraid of wasting time, so I went to find the chief. Normally, one would go directly to find the shaman, but for him to go there and back would take a long time. He was very scared, so he went to find the chief. The chief going to fetch the shaman would definitely be fast. He knows he caused trouble for the chief. Bai Zhi is also part of the chief's family. So today, seeing that his grandmother was fine, he felt relieved and wanted to apologize. Bai Zhi showed a gentle smile and said, "Gus, this isn't your fault. You did very well, getting the shaman in the shortest time. Everyone could also come early to help look after your grandmother. What's most important is that she is okay. Don't think about those things. Do you have bowls at home? I brought you some food." Gus's eyes lit up, and he hurried to get the bowls. Bai Zhi poured the soy milk from the bamboo tube. A fragrant aroma spread out. She poured 4 bowls of soy milk and also said, "This is a pancake made with eggs and soybean pulp, for you and your grandmother to eat." "Thank you, Sister Yi. When I grow up and am capable, I will definitely repay you, Sister Yi. Food is the most precious thing. There's no such thing as getting something for nothing. When he is capable, he will definitely hunt twice as much food to repay her." Bai Zhi said, with a smile, "You're still young. Don't think about these things. The most important thing now is to live well with your grandmother. Little kids shouldn't frown and look so worried." Looking at the thin and small Gus, Bai Zhi also felt uncomfortable in her heart. But this is the current state of the tribe. All she can do for now is just this little bit. She believes that with more time and more food, the tribe will get better. When Bai Zhi was talking to Gus, she always felt a gaze falling on her. She could sense that it was Yi Wulan. Yi Wulan watched Bai Zhi, a trace of emotion appearing on her exquisitely beautiful face. It was very rare for a female beast to have such patience with a young beastman. She possessed a genuine kindness from the heart. A gentle female beast. Yi Wulan originally didn't believe it existed. "Sister Yi, is this food made by you?" "Yes, it's food I made. I've never smelled such fragrant food before. I wonder what it is." Bai Zhi explained. "This is made from soybeans, and it's also a newly discovered food. In the future, our tribe will have more and more food. Don't worry, okay, thank you, Sister Yi." "You're welcome, Sister Yi. What are soybeans? Can we get soybeans too?" Bai Zhi said with a smile. I have Brother Yishu explain it to you." The place where she picked up the soybeans, that entire hillside was full of soybeans. There were even many soybeans fallen on the ground. Over so many years, so many soybeans had fallen, yet no one picked or gathered them. The tribe members could totally eat food made from soybeans. With legumes, everyone can quickly replenish their nutrition. Bai Zhi patiently explained to Gus. Gus's clear eyes instantly took on a hopeful glow. Bai Zhi knew that hope is what fills life with motivation. Yi Bai Zhi originally wanted to check on Granny Lin, but she saw Yi Wulan in the cave. She felt he must have many secrets. His aura was also very strange. If possible, she'd rather not get close. After some thought, she decided to go back, roughly understanding her own concerns. Yi Wulan stood up and said, "Gus, your grandmother is fine. I'll head back first." Gus was somewhat at a loss. Holding the food in his hand, he wanted to give it to Yi Wulan. But he felt this was given by Sister Yi. He couldn't just handle it casually. Yi Bai Zhi felt helpless. Gus's eager, pleading eyes were too obvious, mixed with a bit of confusion and panic. She knew that to the tribe's people, Yi Wulan was like a god. She couldn't pretend not to see it, not wanting to hurt a child's tender feelings. She could only brace herself and say, "Great shaman, would you like to try the food I made? I also hope the great shaman could evaluate it. If it's convenient." Yi Wulan paused his steps. His gaze fell on her, the corner of his eye lifting slightly, glittering, his whole being carried a breathtaking, radiant beauty. "All right." Yi Bai Zhi hadn't expected Yi Wulan to agree so readily. So she picked up a bowl of soy milk and handed it to Yi Wulan. "This is soy milk, made from ground soybeans." Yi Wulan reached out to take it, and inadvertently, his fingertips touched Yi Bai Zhi's fingertips. Yi Bai Zhi reacted as if electrified, quickly pulling her hand back. Fortunately, in that split second, Yi Wulan had already taken the bowl. He drank the soy milk slowly and methodically, with extreme elegance. He was very tall. Yi Bai Zhi had to look up at him. Just watching him, Yi Bai Zhi felt that his entire demeanor was undoubtedly innate. She grew even more curious about his background and identity. She couldn't figure out how someone like him ended up in their lowly rabbit tribe and became their witch doctor. However, it was said he wasn't used to living in caves, so he didn't reside in the rabbit tribe. Instead, he lived in his own house halfway up the mountain. Just these habits alone suggested he was anything but ordinary. After drinking the soy milk, Yi Wulan's expression shifted slightly. He said softly, "Miss Yi, your soy milk is quite good. If the tribe's beast people drink more of this soy milk, it would be beneficial for their health." Yi Bai Zhi looked at him, feeling that he knew a great deal. Soy milk is indeed good for health, and it's highly nutritious. "Miss Yi, since you're pregnant, you'll need plenty of nourishment. However, Miss Yi, you should also be careful." Yi Bai Zhi's expression changed, sensing an underlying meaning in his words. Careful of what? Yi Bai Zhi's demeanor instantly turned cold and stern. Staring straight at Yi Wulan, she could clearly sense that Yi Wulan's words carried an underlying meaning. She looked up at him and met his gaze. At that moment, for an instant, it was like a dark, deep pool with a dangerous undercurrent, threatening to pull her into an endless abyss of darkness. Yi Wulan watched as she seemed to bristle all over in an instant. He wasn't annoyed. A flicker in his eyes held an indescribable allure. He lowered his head and said ethereally, "Issy probably doesn't know about the Snow Wolf King's situation. In the entire beast world continent, only you have such fertility to bear offspring for the Snow Wolf King. And they would be pure-blooded snow wolves at that. With extraordinary talent. The testing stone is useful most of the time. But if one possesses divine resonance abilities, it cannot be detected during testing. Miss Yi, what do you think would happen if someone knew about this? Even the Snow Wolf King has enemies. So, Miss Yi, you must be careful." Yi Wulan's voice was so faint, as if drifting from the clouds. When he lowered his head, his voice fell by her ear, seemingly carrying a mesmerizing tone, tingling and seductive, but his words made Yi Bai Zhi's blood run cold. By the time Yi Bai Zhi regained her senses, Yi Wulan had already vanished from the spot. In broad daylight, he was still holding an umbrella, which was very strange. But after his presence faded, Yi Bai Zhi finally felt her frozen blood begin to flow again. "Sister Yi, what's wrong?" Sister Yi was the witch doctor just now, also saying how delicious the soy milk is. Gus just couldn't hear a word Wu was saying at all. What are Doctor and Sister Yi talking about? Bai Zhi also realized that Yi Wulan had used a secret sound transmission technique just now. Only she could clearly hear what he said. That information also made her realize something she had overlooked. So, the child in her belly is a little snow wolf? She had thought it was a rabbit-wolf hybrid. So it's a little snow wolf? Thinking of the little snow wolf she saw in her dream. So soft and adorable, Bai Zhi's heart was melting. No matter what, she must become stronger to protect her child. She must speed up enhancing her special ability. But why did Yi Wulan tell her and remind her of these things? Is he really that kind-hearted? Bai Zhi is skeptical. Bai Zhi snapped back to reality and said, "Right. Wait until your grandmother wakes up." He also let her drink soy milk. Bai Zhi entered the cave. He checked on Grandma Lin, who was sleeping. He found that she was indeed much better. It must be said that Yi Wulan's medical skills are really good. It's just that Grandma Lin is malnourished. She is prone to dizziness and low blood sugar, but she'll be fine after waking up and eating more. There's no life-threatening danger, so she doesn't need to receive wood element power anymore. After Bai Zhi said goodbye to Gus, he returned home. Yi Shuo and Yi Chuan were eating bean and egg pancakes. The two of them sat on wooden stools, taking small bites as they ate, as if they were reluctant to finish it. Their faces showed expressions of delight. "It's so delicious. Yeah, I never thought something this tasty existed. So fluffy, it feels so good in the stomach. And it's so fragrant. I need to learn to eat it slowly. Take small bites so it doesn't get finished all at once." They were afraid of gobbling it all up in one bite, so they ate slowly to savor the deliciousness longer. Even though they had eaten in the morning, they now felt very hungry. Moreover, taking a few bites and then a sip of soy milk. It was simply too enjoyable. They felt so comfortable. Yi Shuo couldn't help but exclaim, "Yesterday, when my younger sister discovered the soybeans and wanted to pick them, I didn't believe it. At the time, I found it strange. I wondered how soybeans like that could be turned into food. And the soybeans are so small, not even enough to fill the gaps between teeth. I believed my younger sister when she said it was food. Then it definitely wasn't a problem, so I put one in my mouth and took a bite. It's very tough and has no flavor at all," little sister said to me. "I didn't expect it to be made this way." Even more unexpected was how delicious it turned out to be. They had never eaten such delicious food before. "Woo, it's so delicious I could cry." Bai Zhi returned and overheard the conversation between her two older brothers. Seeing their expressions, she couldn't help but laugh. Having the food she made be so well received filled her with a sense of satisfaction. Her previously tense nerves finally relaxed. "Little sister, you're back. What do we do next, little sister?" The two excitedly crowded around her. Bai Zhi smiled and said, "You don't have to be so frugal. If you want to eat, have more. We can always make more. There are plenty of soybeans, and we can plant more in spring. Near the rabbit tribe, there are large areas of land. We can directly fence them off to use as fields. We were just afraid that once we ate it, there would be none left. There are still so many soybeans left to make more. In the future, we'll have even more food. There are so many delicacies even more delicious than this. All kinds of varieties." Looking at Bai Zhi's confident expression, Yi Shuo and Yi Chuan naturally believed what she said. They were very convinced and full of anticipation in their hearts. They wondered what foods could be more delicious than this. But these past few days, they had indeed eaten many new foods with their little sister. All of them tasted great foods they had never eaten before. They never knew that, besides meat, there are other foods besides wagashi, not to mention making it this way. After resting, the next step is pressing it into molds. Bai Zhi had previously asked Yi Shuo to carve a large mold. Wash it clean, then put the rested mixture inside. Wrap the mold with cloth and press it down with the stone on top. Press it for a while, and we can eat tofu by noon. Bai Zhi thinks that if there is enough food, we should still eat 3 meals a day. This way, nutrition can keep up. Shuo and Chuan ask what they should do next. Big brother, you can peel these rami barks off. We brought the rami back yesterday and left it in the yard untouched. Well, in the beast world, even if beastmen have no power level, they are still stronger than ordinary people. So when they start working, their great strength makes peeling rami very fast. Shuo said. Sister, is this also food? Bai Zhi said with a laugh. This isn't food. These can be used to make rami thread and linen cloth. The rabbit tribe is still a low-level tribe. The beastmen wear clothes made from animal hides. But in the noble tribes, in the central royal city, those people wear luxurious silk garments. It's just that those things are expensive, and beastmen from low-level tribes can't afford them. The rabbit tribe hasn't even solved the problem of having enough food to eat. Naturally, they can't use food to exchange for such clothes. But Bai Zhi can teach the tribes, beastmen to process rami into rami thread. It can be simply woven into fishing nets or even gunny sacks. They can also make simple looms, weaving fabric and even making clothes step by step. They rely on themselves. The rabbit tribe can also become a prosperous and civilized tribe. Chuan's expression shifted as he cautiously asked, Sister, is that cloth that can be used to make clothes? But I've heard that the clothes worn by noble tribes are mostly made from silk. I heard that they raise silkworms, weave the fabric, and then cut and sew it into clothes. They don't know how to do any of this. He learned about these things when he went to the tribal gathering and heard beast people talk about the royal city, thinking about the Snow Wolf King's luxurious brocade garments. So noble and beautiful such things are far beyond what their low-level tribe can afford. For Chuan and Shuo, fabric is something very distant. They don't even dare to think about it. Even the animal hides used in the tribe for making clothes are actually quite precious. Each year, the tribe must save up the good animal hides to exchange for things the tribe needs at the market before winter arrives. The pottery jars they currently use, as well as needles, thread, and scissors, were all obtained through trade at the market. Because sewing animal hides requires needles and thread, Bai Zhi believes that if they can find mulberry trees, they can raise silkworms. But the skills of sericulture and weaving are mastered by very few beastmen. If they can find mulberry trees, she can also teach the tribe's beastmen to do these things. But now is not the time to consider that. The tribe's most pressing issue right now is still food and clothing. The reason for making rami rope is to first create fishing nets and sacks. Bai Zhi explained that many things can be used to make cloth. Not only silk can be woven into fabric. Other materials can also be made into cloth. It's just that cloth made from different materials has different textures. These rami plants can be used to make some coarse cloth. They can also be used to make rough clothing. There's no rush to work on these right now. Everyone will gradually learn many skills. Our tribe will have everything. By the time winter arrives, perhaps our tribe will have stored up quite a lot of supplies. We might not even need to trade with precious animal hides. Perhaps many things can be taken to trade with other tribes. If we can produce grass cloth before winter comes, it can all be taken to the market for trade. But now is not the time to think about these things. The most important thing right now is still food. Bai Zhi patiently explained some things to them. Shuo and Chuan also understood a bit. Both of them were full of energy. They quickly stripped the rami bark and soon finished peeling it. What's next, little sister? Shuo and Chuan were both looking forward to it. This rami turning into cloth all of a sudden. Bai Zhi said, First, soak it in water. After soaking for a few days, I'll tell you what to do next. Shuo and Chuan discussed the nearest river. They placed the rami bark by the riverbank and weighed it down with a large rock. That should do it. When Shuo and Chuan returned, they smelled a fragrant aroma again. It turned out the tofu had already been pressed and was ready. Bai Zhi was using a knife to cut tofu. Yi Shuo and Yi Chuan looked at the tofu. They were both amazed, not understanding how the tofu juice had solidified like that. They found it incredible. Bai Zhi cut 2 pieces of tofu for Yi Chuan and Yi Shuo. Big brothers, try the taste. Yi Shuo and Yi Chuan felt the tofu was warm. They put it in their mouths and took a bite. It was truly soft, fragrant, and delicious. Yi Shuo exclaimed excitedly, "Little sister, with such soft food, many thin people with poor teeth won't have to worry about being unable to chew food." Yi Chuan said, "Even if it's animal meat, if you cut it finely and stew it for a long time, it will also become soft and tender enough to eat." Yi Shuo suddenly slapped his own head and said, "Oh, I almost forgot. That's right, it's not like before anymore. Now, everyone has learned to steam and boil food. We can steam or boil it for a longer time. After all, there's plenty of firewood, and there are also sweet potatoes. They are soft, fragrant, and even a bit sweet. They're delicious, too. Every type of food is delicious." This was Yi Shu's heartfelt words. He looked at his little sister and felt as if the morning sunlight was shining on her, making her radiate a sacred glow. It gave him a feeling that as long as their tribe had his little sister, the tribe would keep getting better and better. He himself felt full of hope for the future of their rabbit tribe. He thought this feeling was truly wonderful, warming his entire body. Bai Zhi said with a laugh, "This is just the beginning. There's so much more food in these mountains and forests. By the way, brother Yi Shuo, or you can organize the tribe to go together and harvest soybeans. You can teach everyone to grind soybeans and make soy milk. As for making tofu, lemons are still needed. After we gather lemons later, then teach everyone to make tofu." Yi Shuo said, "Then let every household make a stone mill. Wouldn't that be too troublesome?" Bai Zhi pointed out, "It's not necessary. The tribe can build one house together, specifically for placing the stone mill. Any tribesman who wants to use a stone mill can go to the mill house to use it. If every household has to make a stone mill, the workload is too big. Moreover, Big Brother has 5th-tier strength. Making stone mill blocks, many tribesmen don't have the strength. It's even more inconvenient for them to make stone mills, and they don't know how. We can't just let Big Brother do nothing else. Not go hunting, but instead make stone mills. It's very inefficient, so having one mill house for the tribe is enough. Before winter comes, we'll go to the market to trade for things. We could even bring tofu to trade. By then, we might have more food. It might not necessarily be just tofu we use." She hasn't been to the Northern District's market. She's only heard Mother and Big Brother talk about it. That market is very prosperous and lively. The place is also very big. You might not even finish exploring it in a whole morning. She's quite looking forward to going to see it. She feels there must be business opportunities at the market. But a man's wealth is his own ruin by causing others envy. Right now, the tribe is weak, so it's not convenient to draw attention at the market. Better to wait a bit, let 2 or 3 months pass and see. I believe the tribe's strength will improve by then." Yi Shuo was so excited, he said, how come I didn't think of that? Little sister always has a way. I feel like this year, our rabbit tribe can properly get through the winter. We probably won't go hungry." Thinking of this, Yi Shuo felt much more relaxed, both physically and mentally. While eating tofu, a smile appeared on his face. At noon, Bai Zhi made a radish and tofu hot pot. It was stewed with radish, tofu, and pork belly. Yi Shuo and Yi Chuan each drank 2 big bowls. Yi Shuo felt a bit guilty, thinking he hadn't done anything all morning. He had just been eating. Was it a bit wasteful to eat a meal at noon? Yi Shuo felt he had eaten too much this day. But his body felt very comfortable, sensing the energy inside him, serving vigorously, making him feel full of strength. However, for a long time, he only ate 1 or 2 meals a day. which became a habit, making him think that was how it should be. Eating a little more made him feel guilty. Bai Zhi understood him well. Big brother, Shuo, if food is sufficient, it's best to eat 3 meals a day. This way, your body gets nutrition, and you'll have strength replenished. Otherwise, if you're hungry, you won't have energy. Besides, aren't you thinking of breaking through to the 6th rank early? Eating more food can help with that too. If you only eat 1 meal in the morning and skip lunch, especially during intense activities like hunting, it's easy to get hungry in the afternoon. Shuo nodded and said, "What little sister says makes sense. I'll listen to her. It really feels comfortable to have a full stomach and the body feels full of energy." In the next few days, Shuo took the tribe members to pick soybeans. While storing the soybeans, Bai Zhi found several more types of food in the forest. Shuo also led everyone in the tribe to build a large mill in the center. They placed a large stone mill inside. This will make it convenient to grind things in the future. Shuo remembered what his sister said. There might be a lot of things to grind in the future, so it's better to make the stone mill larger. So he led the team to build a bigger mill and placed 2 stone mills inside. While everyone was busy working, that afternoon, Xue Yinchen brought the tied-up Kasair to appear in front of Bai Zhi. When Xue Yinchen appeared, Bai Zhi was putting seasoned cabbage into jars. Once sealed and fermented, it will become pickled cabbage. These past few days, Bai Zhi had been wandering around the nearby mountains and discovered cabbage in the nearby forest. There was so much cabbage that they couldn't finish it all, so Bai Zhi stored some in the cave and used some to make pickled cabbage. However, while making the pickled cabbage, she realized there weren't enough pottery jars. She originally thought of exchanging for more on the next market day, but then she wondered if it was possible for the tribe to make their own pottery jars. That way, they wouldn't have to trade for them. Of course, making pickled cabbage also requires a lot of salt. Fortunately, in her spatial farmyard, a lot of salt was stored. This was from the original post-apocalyptic period. She had hoarded a great amount of salt. So, she used the salt to pickle cabbage and make sour cabbage. She didn't feel the slightest bit of regret. She also picked lemons. She stored quite a few, which could be used to coagulate soy milk for making tofu. They could also be used in soup as a substitute for vinegar to season. Looking at the gradually accumulated food and the dishes she had prepared, Bai Zhi felt a great sense of accomplishment inside. She had been so busy these past few days that she almost forgot about Xue Yinchen. So when Xue Yinchen appeared, Bai Zhi was taken aback for a moment. The moment Xue Yinchen saw Bai Zhi, the restrained longing in his eyes surged out like a floodgate being opened. He took a few steps forward to stand before Bai Zhi, reached out and gently held her, then tightened his arms, carefully avoiding her stomach. Only then did Xue Yinchen feel his cold, lonely heart filled with something. Breathing in the fragrant scent on Bai Zhi, Xue Yinchen finally felt a sense of reality. He whispered hoarsely, "Did you miss me?" At this moment, Xue Yinchen was no longer cold and distant. It seemed that whenever he faced Bai Zhi, his chilly aura softened. Even his voice carried a tender warmth. Bai Zhi, smelling the cool, faint scent on Xue Yinchen, also felt a sense of peace. She wanted to be held by him. At this moment, she realized that she had missed him and his cool, subtle fragrance. The faint yet captivating scent was the aroma she loved to smell. Bai Zhi obediently spoke, thinking of that moment. Xue Yinchen felt an urge to press her deep into his heart. Bai Zhi probably caught a faint scent of blood. Her face changed, and she hurriedly moved out of Xue Yinchen's embrace. Looking at him with concern, she asked, "Are you hurt? Why do I smell blood?" Xue Yinchen gently stroked Bai Zhi's hair. His eyes were so tender, they seemed to drip with softness. He said softly, "I'm not hurt. It's someone else's blood." Hearing this sound, Bai Zhi finally noticed the bound and bleeding Kasair beside them. Kasair knelt on the ground, glaring fiercely at Bai Zhi. Her eyes were filled with malice and jealousy. If not for the gag in her mouth, she would probably have been cursing already. But even now, Kasair was making angry noises. The gag in her mouth meant she could only let out muffled cries. Bai Zhi looked at her and said, "She is a tribal beast human." When Xue Yinchen saw Kasair, his eyes instantly turned cold. The matter of her being from the Kasair tribe has been completely resolved. "I'll leave her for you to deal with." Xue Yinchen knew Bai Zhi hated Kasair, so he let her handle Kasair personally. "Don't worry, her meridians have already been severed. She has no power left. She's already a useless person. Also, this is your eldest brother's talent, bone." Xue Yinchen had already taken it from Kasair's body. He took it out and placed it inside the spatial ring. Seeing this, Bai Zhi's expression shifted. This way, she could restore her eldest brother's strength. Even Bai Zhi felt somewhat moved. She looked at Xue Yinchen and said, "Thank you." Xue Yinchen let out a soft sigh and said, "Silly, there's no need to thank me. I would gladly do anything for her." Bai Zhi was genuinely grateful to Xue Yinchen. Otherwise, she might never have known about the talent, bone, nor could she have sought justice for her eldest brother so quickly. It must be said, watching Kasair kneel on the ground, rendered useless, Bai Zhi felt a great sense of satisfaction. However, her eldest brother and mother were not home at the moment, so it fell to her to interrogate Kasair instead. Bai Zhi walked up to Kasair, crouched down, and removed the gag from her mouth. Kasair immediately began shouting curses. Bai Zhi, what makes you worthy of the Snow Wolf King? How dare the two of you embrace so intimately as if no one else is around? Making me so jealous I could go mad. The Snow Wolf King is the noblest beast king, aloof and untouchable, a king so pure and elegant. Why would he care about you? Bai Zhi, you're just a fake young lady cast out from the royal city. A good-for-nothing, a female beast abandoned by the beast emperor, a despised female beast. What right do you have to stand by the Snow Wolf King's side? Snow Wolf King, don't be fooled by her. She's a female beast that everyone detests and spurns. Look at me, look at how devoted I am to you. My infatuation never ends. I will only have you as my beast husband. Even now, Kasair still gazes at Xue Yinchen with an obsessed look. But Xue Yinchen doesn't even glance her way. Xue Yinchen's eyes are fixed on Bai Zhi. With a gentle warmth, the Snow Wolf King has always been aloof and distant by nature. Who would have thought that now, for a lowly, inferior rabbit female beast like Bai Zhi, he would show such tenderness? Kasair is so jealous she's going insane. Why won't the Snow Wolf King look at her? She is so much better than Bai Zhi. Bai Zhi lets Kasair curse at her without getting angry. She just slaps Kasair hard across the face. Kasair spits out a mouthful of blood directly. Her face is immediately swollen from the hit. It hurts so much she can't speak for a moment. Bai Zhi doesn't consider herself a good person, since Kasair is insulting her like this. If she can use her hands, she won't waste words. Don't even think about it. Xue Yinchen is my beast husband. Kasair has never been humiliated with a slap like this before. She trembles with rage, but upon hearing these words, it feels like a rock has smashed her head. The pain drives her insane as she glares fiercely at Bai Zhi. If looks could kill, she would kill Bai Zhi without hesitation. Why? Bai Zhi says lazily. No reason. Anyway, Xue Yinchen is my beast husband. Xue Yinchen listens to Bai Zhi saying this. Their eyes all held a doting and indulgent expression. It seemed these words put him in a very good mood. When you were in the imperial city, the powerful male beasts all looked down on you. How could the Snow Wolf King possibly take a liking to you? Did you use some kind of trick? Bai Zhi listened to these words. He didn't bother to refute that when his predecessor was in the central imperial city, he was indeed disliked by everyone, but that was also because he was framed. Furthermore, on the road while being exiled to the northern district, she was even hunted down. If not for the predecessor transforming into his true form to escape, he would have probably died long ago. One day, she would take back everything that was owed. Bai Zhi said lazily, "You can think that if you want. But since you know so much about me, then I'd like to ask you, did you previously target the rabbit tribe on purpose? Or rather, did you deliberately pick my eldest brother? Did you intentionally harm my eldest brother? Isn't it true that there are many beast tribes near the northern district? Tribe? There are also quite a few powerful young male beasts. Even if Kasair wanted to scheme, it wouldn't be such a coincidence that he just picked her eldest brother. Besides, since Kasair knows so much about her, if you say there's no scheme involved in this, she doesn't believe it." Kasair listened to these questions and laughed heartily. Haha, Bai Zhi. You want to know? I'm just not going to tell you. Do you think you'll be safe once you return to the rabbit tribe? That's simply too ridiculous. Bai Zhi, you're so full of yourself. How hateful. I didn't manage to kill your eldest brother. If I had known, I should have acted sooner. I should have wiped out your rabbit tribe sooner. Slap. While Kasair was speaking with maniacal laughter, Bai Zhi slapped her again. Kasair hated it to death, but couldn't move him. She could only kneel. Bai Zhi directly took out a knife and gestured at Kasair's face. "If you won't talk, then I'll peel your skin off bit by bit, starting with your face." Kasair's expression stiffened. She looked into Bai Zhi's cold eyes. Anyone could tell he was serious. What are you doing? Even at this moment, Kasair didn't want to show an ugly side in front of the Snow Wolf King. She was afraid of being skinned and disfigured. Bai Zhi smiled. "Of course, I'll skin and disfigure you." Kasair looked at the Snow Wolf King Xue Yinchen and said, "Your Majesty, you see it all. She is a vicious female beast, ruthless and despised by everyone. Your Majesty, you must see her true nature. Don't be deceived by her." Kasair tried to make Xue Yinchen detest Bai Zhi, tried to make Xue Yinchen look at her, to save her. Even now, she narcissistically believed she was great, wanting the Snow Wolf King to notice her. Unfortunately, no matter how much she screamed, Xue Yinchen didn't even glance her way. Instead, Bai Zhi snapped back to reality and said to Xue Yinchen, "I'm indeed very bad, not a good female beast. If you regret it now, there's still time." Bai Zhi was not someone who relied on others. Unlike the female beasts in the beast world who depend on their beast husbands to survive, she could live very well on her own. These past few days, her wood element ability had strengthened considerably. Given time, she will be able to regain her strength from the end times. Xue Yinchen's expression remained gentle from start to finish. "It's better to be a little bad, so you won't be wronged or bullied." As he spoke, Xue Yinchen stepped forward and gently stroked her brows and eyes. He said softly, "Since I am your beast husband, I will always be your beast husband. This will never change." He would not leave her, nor would he ever regret it. "Do as you please. Pay no mind to what others say. Besides, reputation is meaningless. His Aziz is so wonderful, it's just that those people in the royal city are too foolish to see her worth. This is just as well. He almost wishes he could hide his Aziz away." Kasair could hardly believe what Xue Yinchen was saying, especially since Xue Yinchen was being so gentle with Bai Zhi. She was so angry and jealous that she vomited blood on the spot. Kasair glared fiercely at Bai Zhi and said, "You want to know? I simply won't tell you. Even if you kill me, I won't say a word." By now, Kasair had completely lost her mind. She seemed reckless and beyond caring. Just then, Xue Yinchen instinctively released his pressure toward her. A powerful force came down on her from above. Kasair was in so much pain she couldn't even stay kneeling. She collapsed to the ground, her whole body trembling in agony. It felt as if her entire body was about to burst apart. Cold sweat broke out all over her. When her leg bones cracked and shattered, Kasair screamed. Aw! Kasair simply couldn't withstand the Snow Wolf King's oppressive aura. Screaming and shouting, only then did the Snow Wolf King retract his pressure. Only then did Kasair gasp for breath heavily. She lay on the ground, her entire body, seemingly unable to move. It was an ORC from the royal city who contacted me. He found me a year ago and told me to do this. He threatened to kill your elder brother and wipe out the rabbit tribe. He knows I have half-demon beast bloodline. Using that, he threatened me, saying I was weak. That ORC told me that my half-demon power could devour Bai Chuan's talent bone to enhance my strength. Once I improved my strength, I could be valued by the tribe and command the tribe to destroy the rabbit tribe. I don't know who that person is, but I could only feel that every time he spoke, he deeply despised you. His strength is very powerful, and I was very afraid. Bai Zhi listened to this, his eyes narrowing dangerously. The ORC factions in the Imperial City are just those few. What did that ORC look like? Kasair shook his head and said, I don't know. He always appears in ORC form. Dressed in black, his appearance was unclear, but the fabric pattern definitely came from the Imperial City. Moreover, he held the token of the Yi family from the Imperial City. The Imperial City's Yi family, that's the clan Bai Zhi once belonged to. The Yi family, a noble rabbit clan in the Imperial City. It's also the family where the true young lady, Menjian, currently resides. If you say it has nothing to do with Menjian, she really doesn't believe it. Bai Zhi continued to ask. A few days ago, beasts corrupted by demonic energy appeared in the forest. Was that also your arrangement? Kasair nodded and said, yes, it was all my doing. Why should I, just because I have half-demon bloodline, be unable to live here? Why should the demon clan be sealed outside the misty forest? The environment for the Orcdemon race is still so harsh. Her father came from the demon clan and was with her mother in secret. He had lost his identity and the aura about him. Her mother only found out after giving birth to her that her father came from the demon tribe. But by then, nothing could be changed. Her mother secretly abandoned her. Her mother had no abilities. She relied on the tribe to survive. The reason she could cultivate and gain power was all thanks to that half-demon bloodline. Otherwise, she would just be a powerless female beast. She believed that among the younger generation of female beasts in the northern district, she was the most powerful and talented. The Snow Wolf King needed a female beast companion, and she was the most suitable. She imagined many beautiful scenes in her mind. She wanted to become the Snow Wolf King's female beast companion. Who would have thought that the Snow Wolf King would actually become the beast husband of that good-for-nothing, Bai Zhi? She could hardly believe her eyes seeing the Snow Wolf King treat Bai Zhi so gently. It drove her even crazier when Bai Zhi let out a scornful laugh, saying, you actually ask why? Because your demon clan once invaded the beast world continent and killed so many innocent beastkin. All you know is harming innocent beastkin. You even wanted to kill my elder brother. No matter how innocent he was, no matter how wholeheartedly he treated you, you could still coldly scheme against him and hurt him. The person Kasair is infatuated with is the Snow Wolf King. How could she possibly have eyes for anyone else? Even if Bai Chuan treated her exceptionally well in the past, she took it all for granted. Kasair angrily said, it's all your fault that your elder brother has a useless, universally disliked sister like you. You offended the people of the Central Imperial City. You dragged your elder brother down with you. If not for you, how would I even know who your elder brother is? Why would I waste my time scheming against your elder brother? Haha, but even ordinary beastkin, even if they have abilities spanning several tiers, usually don't possess a talent bone. But your elder brother has one, perfect for me to plunder his abilities. And it also lets your elder brother serve a purpose. Just thinking about the talent bone. Kasair's expression turned greedy and frenzied. The talent bone is truly too useful. Although the initial fusion wasn't very smooth, When she uses the talent bone, the bone still hurts easily, but cultivating to enhance her power is extremely fast. That power flowing through her meridians, that feeling of abundant power, is simply too thrilling. That's the feeling of being the strong one. Unfortunately, it has now been taken away by the Snow Wolf King. This plundering ability of hers is something ordinary beasts or even the beastmen of the continent could not possibly know about. Yet, the Snow Wolf King Xue Yinchen just happens to know about it. Xue Yinchen is even more powerful and terrifying than she imagined. He appears aloof and detached, as if untouched by worldly matters. But for Bai Zhi, he can be so cold and ruthless. Kasair deeply resents why the Snow Wolf King did not choose her as his female beast. She is much stronger than Bai Zhi. A layer of frost enveloped Bai Zhi's body. The knife in her hand plunged directly into Kasair's body. Then, with a fierce kick, Kasair screamed in pain. But because she had already been worn out and had no strength left, even her voice was very weak. Yet when she met Bai Zhi's icy, murderous gaze, such a look made Kasair's entire body tremble violently. Who said Bai Zhi was worthless? How could someone with such a gaze be worthless? Bai Zhi, killing me won't help. There will always be someone who won't let you off. With a lazy smile curling at the corner of her mouth, Bai Zhi said, "Fine then, I'll kill every single one who comes." Kasair thought that now Xue Yinchen would finally see Bai Zhi's true nature. Xue Yinchen should despise Bai Zhi now. But when she looked up, she noticed that the way Xue Yinchen looked at Bai Zhi still held a trace of heartache in his eyes. However, as Kasair screamed, Bai Zhi asked a few more questions. "I've learned everything I wanted to know." Only then did she put down the knife, and finally, Xue Yinchen, heart aching, pulled Bai Zhi over. He took her hand and placed it in the water basin to wash it. "Next time, I'll have my subordinates do it. Don't dirty your own hands." Kasair was truly furious to the point of fainting this time. Looking at the nearly lifeless Kasair, Bai Zhi felt it was pointless. Xue Yinchen softly asked, "Should we have eldest brother return to deal with Kasair personally?" Xue Yinchen was referring to Chuan. Bai Zhi shook her head and said, "No need. Eldest brother doesn't want to see her at all. For eldest brother, as long as the talent share has been retrieved, that's enough." Xue Yinchen nodded and then clapped his hands. Two Snow Wolf subordinates appeared. "Dispose of the person, clean up here." One Snow Wolf subordinate took Kasair away. Another cleaned up the courtyard, mainly cleaning up the bloodstains Kasair had left. The courtyard was dirtied. After cleaning up, they vanished from the spot like a gust of wind. Xue Yinchen looked at Bai Zhi, her complexion not very good. He stroked her hair and said, "Still angry?" "No, I'm just thinking about something." She was thinking about the true Menjian in the royal city. If someone said it had nothing to do with Menjian, she wouldn't believe it. But now isn't the time to confront Menjian. Instead, it's to quickly improve her own and the tribe's strength. Moreover, with this incident involving Kasair, Menjian, to avoid implicating herself, will temporarily not make a move, which gives her time. As if thinking of something, Bai Zhi turned her head to look at Xue Yinchen and said, "You've also seen that I can be a bit bad. This is my true self. Do you mind?" She never thought about hiding or pretending in front of Xue Yinchen. She is who she is. She's protective of her own people and never shows mercy to her enemies. Xue Yinchen said gently, "Silly, how could I mind? This is just fine, as long as you don't let yourself get angry or wrong." Xue Yinchen had originally been worried that if he couldn't be by her side at all times, she might be bullied. Now, seeing her like this, he could feel a bit more at ease. The rules of the world are survival of the fittest. Raising thorns to protect yourself is the most natural thing. Bai Zhi reached out and hugged Xue Yinchen tightly, holding his waist, breathing in his cool, refreshing scent. The emotions in her heart gradually calmed down. "Xue Yinchen, You're so good. Zhi is also very good. The rumors are false, those people don't understand her goodness. Xue Yinchen held Bai Zhi and gently explained some things by her ear. There's no need to worry about the clan either. All the beasts involved in the demon tribe affairs have been dealt with. As for a few innocent beasts, their sharp claws were removed, and they were dispersed among some mixed tribes. They won't be able to cause any trouble. As for the beastmen behind Kasair, I've already sent someone to investigate. No need to worry, the truth will come out eventually. These next couple of days, give your big brother some medicine to recuperate and strengthen his body. Then he can have his sky reconnecting bone restored. A few simple words calmed Bai Zhi's mood. Feeling better now? I understand. As if thinking of something, she brightened up with a smile and said, by the way, while you were away these past few days, I experimented with some new foods. Tonight, I'll personally cook for you. The sweet potato noodles I made happen to be dried now. Mother and eldest brother both said we should wait for you to return before eating together. These past few days, our tribe formed a gathering team. Yi Shuo led the team, taking some tribespeople to gather soybeans, dig up sweet potatoes, and other foods. The gathering team is protected by several capable warriors. Even those without strength can follow the team. Once at the location, they gather items. With warriors protecting them, they don't have to fear danger. So these past few days, everyone gathered many soybeans and dug up many sweet potatoes and radishes. Oh, and also cabbage. Every time I return, the courtyard is piled with lots of things. They are all sent voluntarily by the gathering team members. I initially refused, but everyone insisted, so I accepted. The beast people of the rabbit tribe are very simple and kind-hearted. They feel that it was Bai Zhi who taught them about new foods, so after gathering, they always feel at ease. Only after giving some to Bai Zhi. Therefore, she doesn't need to go gather soybeans herself. The house is already filled with soybeans, and there are many sweet potatoes, so many that we can't finish eating them even with daily stewing. So Bai Zhi led the household in making sweet potato starch from the sweet potatoes. They also made sweet potato noodles from the sweet potatoes. The transparent noodles hanging on the wooden rack in the yard. Those are sweet potato starch noodles, all dried. They can be stored away and cooked whenever we want to eat them. Of course, they haven't tried them even once yet. Just as Xue Yinchen returned, we can have these for dinner. Also, tofu. Now many people in the tribe have learned to make and eat tofu. Everyone says tofu is delicious. Soy milk is also especially good. Lately, everyone has gotten used to boiling soy milk for breakfast. After the tribe formed a gathering team, even those without much strength have something to do. Busy with work, plus waiting in line at the mill to grind soybeans. Everyone feels motivated by the daily hustle and bustle. Lately, no one has gone hungry either. I also discovered that Napa cabbage has a high yield. There's plenty, so I used it to make pickled cabbage. It'll be ready to eat in a while. Also, the rami has been soaked and scraped clean of impurities. It's now drying on the wooden poles set up outside. We water it daily, and soon we can make rope and weave sacks. We can even make linen fabric. Bai Zhi chattered on about recent events. She explained in great detail, and Xue Yinchen listened attentively and patiently. His gaze at Bai Zhi carried a warm glow, like a painting come to life. It could make one feel as comforted as a spring breeze. Zheng Zai Hao seemed unaware of everyone's stares, his eyes fixed intently on Song Yiren, his body stiff, as if turned to stone, while countless demons now actively came to their doom. This is an extreme measure that can only be mobilized in emergency situations. But all the benefits were taken by Abaddon. How could this not make Asmodeus both envious and jealous? The mystery of this ship was beyond their understanding, and the ship was so massive. It was like the legendary Noah's Ark. It couldn't be compared to any of the magical artifacts they knew of. Bao Qin and the others also had clothes suitable for the tropical region. After all, they had spent several months playing in Halong Bay. After returning to the ward, Wang Mai came to check on Ning Yuanlin again. After confirming there were no postpartum issues, she finally felt relieved and left. She was furious, her tone extremely unruly. Wang Mai frowned slightly, feeling restless. Why did she come so early? Who told her? Liu Er paid no attention to Tang Feng's words. He had seen too many people facing robbery who would say what their family members did for a living, or how powerful their family influence was. After saying this, Lin Yi also shook his head. As an outsider, he could see the major events in Qinglong City more clearly. As for looting corpses for Tang Feng, there was naturally no psychological burden. After all, once a person is gone, whatever remains is useless.